beautiful banter to begin with.
Listen,
Yeah.
every once in a while, I just remember that fucking pigeon game exists, and I just remember like the absolute shock and awe of like the twist about the reality of the situation that they just whip out towards like the second half of the game. You ever just be going along thinking, like, I'll date a pigeon, whatever. We created them. We traumatized pigeons. We made
That
them
pigeon game.
that fucking pigeon game.
I do
And
know
then
that.
that pigeon game. And then like all of a sudden it's like, hey, do you want to investigate your own murder? That's what you're about to do. And it's like just the 1-2 gut punch of being 13 years old, and it's like your head is in a box now. And I'm like, God, where's my pigeon boyfriend?
I tried streaming the Pigeon Boyfriend game once, but it was like a drunk stream that like people had earned off of like my 12-hour like sim stream. And so being drunk and like hitting certain points of like the game, I was just like, oh boy, oh no, I don't think I can handle this. I ended it and just smashed and passed Pokemon instead.
You can't. The pigeon game don't play the pigeon game. Don't let the pigeon game lure you in.
maybe after this I'll convince my partner to play the pigeon game with me.
Yes, that sounds like a great extra life.
Drew, if you're listening, please put in chat, do you want to play a pigeon game with me after? He probably isn't. All right, JD, this is your thing.
Yeah,
Take it
someone's
away.
gotta start this damn thing.
I just allow these things to happen. That is what happens when I am in charge. But hi everyone, we are live from the apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that raises money for aid organizations and progressive causes. We have been raising money for Rainbow Railroad, but as this is Extra Life Weekend, all donations will be going to Extra Life to support Children's Miracle Network hospitals. At any point during the stream, you can type in !donate, and the link will pop up, and you can throw a donation our way for Extra Life. We would love it if you are able to do that. We encourage you not to subscribe. Instead, just donate what you would have given to us through a subscription or bits directly to the organization that we're platforming. We are in the midst of 2 solid days of streaming. We are not doing 24 hours. We are spreading it out across 2 days.
Some of us are.
Some of us are, that is true. And yes, support all of them as well as they continue on with chaos for 24 hours straight, because that is incredible. But also, please sleep. We at LFTA encourage you to take care of yourselves and sleep. You can, of course, as always, subscribe if you can find the subscription button. It may be a little easier with the setup we currently have. Just be aware that if you do, beloved Dimension 20 Dungeon Master Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill 1 dog for every month you have been subscribed. And we have killed something like 70 dogs over the past 24 hours. So don't contribute to that. But with that, I'm going to actually hand the reins over to Amber so that we can dive into Oops All Draculas.
Yeah, just fucking rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
You were testing it out.
I can't read what it says.
Oh no, I just got paid yesterday and I just wanted to be like, oh yay, I can donate to the kids.
That's all right. I'm terrible, and I don't think that this is playing on my Twitch stream right now, so I'm trying to modify that.
Yeah, no worries. Well, speaking of Oopsie and Whoopsie, hi everybody. My name is Amber, and I am so excited to bring you Oops All Draculas today. And yes, Oopsie or Whoopsie or whatever, but it's all Draculas, and all the same. So, this is it can be GM-less or it can be run with a GM, but today we're playing Oops All Draculas as a GM-less game. This is a buddy system, I think technically is what it's called, by Jessica Markram, and we're here if you enjoy things like What We Do in the Shadows, if you enjoy hold on, I'm going through the inspirations. If you like Dracula, like by Bram Stoker, or you like American Horror Story Hotel. This game is going to be like none of that, except maybe what we do in the shadows. Maybe closer to the monsters. Or I'm looking through the inspirations, like Fright Night, like the version with David Tennant. And David Tennant in those leather pants, man. Great, good stuff. Anyway, we're here just to stick a bunch of vampires in a house together, look at some tarot cards, and let the cards tell us exactly what bullshit that we're going to be going up against today. So before we build our house of horrors, let's introduce everyone, who you are, what projects you're working on, and who you're playing. So I'll go next. So next will be Julia, since you're right next to me here in VDO.
Hello.
We're
Oh, great time.
And destroying everything.
We are here for a good time.
Yeah.
I can just do it. You don't need to make me big. I'll just go.
I am
Hi.
determined.
Yeah, I was just like, I just called on you. Like,
Okay.
the fuck?
I was waiting to get big because I could see JD doing the little clicking over there.
You bring the big, Julia. You just gotta embrace it.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm the local Delaware cryptid. You can find me at Hexwhat on all social media platforms. I participate mostly here in a couple different games at Live from the Apocalypse. Tomorrow I will be running a game, so you will definitely come back to see that, because that'll be my first time GMing a streamed game. I'm very worried. Today I am going to be playing Manon. I'm a little girl. I'm just a little 872-year-old 12-year-old French girl, and I'm here for a long time, apparently.
Excellent. Oh, you really are here for a long time. You're like the super feral version of Kirsten Dunst's character in
Yes. I am what Claudia wishes she could have been.
All right, JD, do you want to introduce us to your little guy? Although I guess not so little.
I would absolutely love to. Hi, I am JD. You can find me on socials at JD Not Jason Dean. I can most often be found in way too many things with Live from the Apocalypse, and in this game, I will be playing Nikolai, who is here for a good time and a long time. He just likes to have fun. He likes to party. Don't worry about the sword that they carry around with them. That's totally normal. He can usually be found at his club, which he is franchising across this country. It is called Blood Blaze, because that is super discreet and not going to tip anyone off that this has anything to do with vampires. They also have a minion, a jackalope, named Star. That's all you need to know.
I forgot about my possum. That's fine. I'll just take it out of the trash later.
Yoink. All right, and Tracy, how about you? Whom are you playing?
Who am I? No, I am Tracy. I am so bad at branding that I don't have a unified one. I'm usually on Twitter as Hacker Pinup. I'm on Twitch as Plain Jello. You can watch me do, I don't remember how many more hours, probably about 20 more hours straight on Twitch. That'll be a great time for varying levels of great. I am here to play Jasper Godfrey, who is our quintessential himbo, who is looks 35, but is approximately 60. And I know a guy for everything, and I think that I'm doing a very important job at what I'm doing here. Tracy, am struggling to figure out how to show this stream on my Twitch profile, so please forgive me. I do work with computers, but I'm not doing so well today.
We're all allowed to have off days, and what better time to have an off day than a truly brainless TTRPG like this one? And hi everybody, I'm Amber, also known as The Space Jamber. I am a 3-time Emmy-nominated TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, and streamer. You can find me anywhere there's internet at The Space Jamber. I'm slowly making my way back on Threads, and I just have a lot of ideas to do for TikTok, and then decision fatigue, so I'm trying. But I am playing Babs today. Babs, who is a good old Baltimore, a good old Balmer hun. You know, she's got the big old beehive and like the like cat eye sunglasses, and she's real arty, but kind of like in the dorky way.
Palmer, hell yeah.
Yeah, she's from good old Balmer, right there next to the harbor. So she's here to brighten things up as tacky as possible. And we're just gonna go ahead. So, the way that we play this game is, so we haven't yet come up with our house that we share, but let me read it straight from the book. Each pack has a unique location as their base. Many choose to live or meet in spooky Gothic mansions, while others prefer high-rise apartments or tiny trailers. Some meet outside under the stars, while others prefers to see starlight through a skylight or window. What matters is that the house represents safety. The house is a place the Draculas can truly be themselves and have created or decorated to that effect. So while making power plays inside the house, so power plays are, of course, anytime you use your powers, each Dracula may add 1d6 to their rolls, representing their comfort. Additionally, they may grant 1d6 to any guests who roll inside as well. So, y'all, what I have for you, Nicole, don't kill me. It doesn't look like you're ever going to use this. Oh, this is all black paper? Bitch.
I feel like that's on brand. I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
100%.
Yeah, black paper for this fucking office. This is, for
But you
those...
have to write on it with something, so...
this is my sister wife's office. Heck, does she have any paper? Yes, okay. I'll steal this. Like any good creative, she has endless notebooks that have never been used. So I'm just gonna take one page. Okay, so we're gonna come up with a house together before we... I didn't mean to call you out specifically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we need to build a house together, this sanctuary, this place we call home, before we have any kind of hijinks, bullshit, nonsense, and tomfoolery. So, to create the house, answer the following questions as a group, and anyone feel free to throw out any ideas or anything. But the first question is, what type of protection does the house have? Ideas given are wards, alarms, animal defenses, brambles, etc.
We absolutely have alarms. So I think as the snootiest of the bunch here, I absolutely demanded protection.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a really good panic room too that I actually don't know if I've told everyone else about.
That tracks.
And Jasper's secret panic room. What's in your panic room?
I think I have multiple levels of panic room. I think they know about one of them.
Oh, Christ.
Panic rooms all the way down.
This is how
to the Earth's
how
core.
rich folks go, right? Yeah, you're like, well, I have one for my family, but then what about me?
Right. What about, like, for my bed? What about my creative panic room space?
That guy
I think that's really what it is. It's like there's a general panic room, and then there's the sub panic room for like if shit gets really real.
It's where you go down there sometimes and you just have to have a really deep thought.
Yeah,
like I really need to be alone right now, and also if I kill someone accidentally.
Well, I was gonna say deep thought because you're so deep in the basement, underground. Okay, sorry. JD, do you have any thoughts about what protections our house has? We have alarms. What kind of alarms are they, and how do they get set off?
Honestly, I mean, I think Jasper can be a little paranoid, and so I think they get frustrating because they can be set off so easily. So we're always having to be like, that was an accident. You know, sometimes that's me. Sometimes I just forgot to put in the code. You forget those things when you come in. as, dawn is breaking and you were coming back from a night at the club. So I think they're a little too sensitive, and I also don't trust them. So I have added in some wards and sigils over the
Ooh.
doorways and
This
windows.
is why we call panic rooms, because none of us actually trust everything.
Security means different things to different people.
Yeah.
Do the wards and sigils actually work? Probably not, because I'm like 150 and I don't have enough esoteric knowledge to know anything about this, but I saw them in a book and they looked right, so I used them.
Oh, I love that.
So like you have a vague idea of what they do, but like not sure if they actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Are you
incredible.
confident in them, or is that like, or are you not?
Oh, I'm 100% confident in them. I trust them more
Awesome.
than I trust your security system.
I love it.
Okay. Panic room, wards and sigils. What do we need? Like a fucking moat with like gators in it? No, I think we're
No.
fine.
I think maybe a metaphoric gator.
So the opossum and the jackalope.
Yeah, my possum that I let the possum live outside, specifically because it's good for, if it just scuttles across your path in the dark of the night. No one likes that.
It's a little unsettling.
I mean, it's well cared for, which means it's big. And so people really don't like that. They don't like a big possum.
I do.
I mean, I do.
Yeah.
Lightly bap your possum always.
Wait, Julia, did I show you my possum tattoo when we were at Ren Fair?
Yes.
Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure I did that. We went to Ren Fair together earlier, like in the middle of last month, and I was really drunk. Anyway. All right.
Now we all need to know where this possum tattoo is.
It's on my thigh, but I'm not going to take my pants off for stream. It's still daylight.
They're not paying enough for that.
No.
Wait, no, we can change.
Oh my god, we just got a surge of people in too as I said that. Fuck. Hi everybody, welcome to Live from the Apocalypse. Amber's not taking her pants off for this stream.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are children afraid of the house?
Julia.
Julia.
Me. Menon. Sometimes Menon just stands there on the porch, chain smoking her little hand-rolled cigarettes, 12
really
years
love-
old in a little nightgown, and the kids are like, fuck that.
I call you Manon, and I have no intention of changing to actually pronounce your name appropriately.
That's fine. I've got time to wait you out.
You have already.
I've got patience.
Oh my god. What? So like you're just a fucking 10-year-old delinquent.
I'm 12. Thank you very much.
I'll give you the extra 2 years.
So I just like categorically freak other children out because they see me around, but I don't go to school anywhere. So like they just see, and then like every once in a while, I just sometimes babysit them. And like they don't like the kid, like the parents in the neighborhood are like, oh yeah, that little 12-year-old will babysit you. And then they're like always like, they don't like it. They don't remember what happens. It feels really weird. And they just see me around smoking the hand-rolled cigarette and they're like, we don't want to play with her. We don't want to go over to her house and ask her to come out to the park.
Also, ostensibly, I feel like maybe we've lived here for a couple years, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm 12, and you're like eternally 12.
There's like
12.
There's like somebody who's like comes over to have me babysit, and they're like, I used to have a babysitter named Manon when I was a child, and I'm like, that's so weird.
Wow.
She does me.
Wait, Julia, I now need to know, do you do anything to change your appearance, or do you show up to these people's houses with them going, oh yeah, I used to have a babysitter with your name who looked like you?
So
30 years
technically I can because fashion is a power for the innocuous. So I feel like I have the ability to change things up. I don't try very hard because here's the thing. People are so wrapped up in themselves that, they forget. They forget. And if they don't forget, they'll forget.
Christ.
If they haven't yet forgotten,
They will.
All right. Are there any other reasons why kids should be afraid of our house?
Again, the possum.
I'll just put on my notes again, comma, the possum. Is the possum's name again?
We could call it again. I don't know if I've ever
like
bothered
that.
to name it. I feel like
Is
at
there a French
872.
word that's similar?
Well,
Again?
no, possums are America's only marsupial. They are ours. So there's not really a French
The word
translation for that.
again.
The word again. Well, here's the thing. It's like I'm 872 years old. I think I have lost the sentimentality of naming things that I know I will continue to outlive.
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah.
think you should make your minion immortal, personally. I
That's what I was
suppose.
thinking.
The French word for again, which I had to remind myself, even though I took French for 7 years, is encore.
Oh, derp.
Yeah.
We could call it encore.
I love that.
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed I didn't know that.
There is okay, quick sidebar. There is a French restaurant actually in Richmond, Virginia called L'Opossum. And it's like the opossum, L'Opossum. And it's expensive as hell, and I really want to go solely because it's called the possum.
It's like what are they doing in there?
They got like deer and shit and like real fancy like coq au vin and like
That's the shit I like.
yeah. Like $40 a plate. I'm like, damn. Shit. Y'all better put cocaine in this. Okay, anyway. Knowing Richmond, probably. Anyway, so okay, yeah, I guess having a big possum bumbling about is like at all hours of the day is terrifying to kids, and also they probably were like really excited when we moved in because they were like, oh yeah, another kid to play with, yay! And then you're just like, existence is pain. Long week.
No. Or as they say in English, no.
No. All right, do we want to move on to the next question?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the answer to this is also going to be mental, but let's see how we answer. What creepy thing is living inside the house? Why won't it leave? And why do you like it there?
Okay, one more time.
What creepy thing is living inside the house? Why won't it leave? And why do you like it there?
Our child, yes.
Is it me?
Is it Manon?
I think you are one of them. We may have additional ones, but you are definitely one.
Do we have like the ghost of the previous tenant living here?
Oh my god, is it my first ex-husband? Because I swear to God.
Yes. I would love if this was your house originally, maybe, and then you just
so I think
Black
it
Widowed
was
yourself into the mortgage.
Yeah, so I found out that I am a trophy husband, and my first husband was absolutely cheating on me, and we were both vampires. Then I determined that he was actually an asshole, so I tried to kill him, and then the house suddenly became just mine.
Oh, because he was just suddenly dead.
Yeah, because he was just suddenly not there anymore, which is why I need the second panic room.
Just in case, he's somewhere in the house. I don't know where
So
he
maybe
is.
this is ghost, or like I don't know.
He's like extra ghoulish because he's the ghost of a vampire. So he's like
The
extra,
ghost of a vampire.
He's like extra menacing, and we just are like, fuck you.
He can never actually find rest or peace because first he was a human, then he was a vampire, and then he was just a fucking ghoul.
Damn right. Serves him right. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Hell yeah. So why won't he leave? And why do you like it there? Just because of spite?
Right. I can't have anything nice. I'm very bitter. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's been like literally 30 years and I just can't get rid of this dude.
I think the reason why we like having him here, even though like on the one hand, if he did leave, we'd be okay with it, but like we do kind of like having him here because every once in a while it's free entertainment to just watching how the drama of it all is better than any episode of Real Housewives they've ever aired.
I actually really like this because like the whole premise of my character is this eat the rich. Like I feed off of billionaires who used to be our friends, slowly draining them. But I think that I like having him around for spite so that he can see me with other people.
I probably am making
super levels of petty.
I'm probably making like really disgusting kitschy art based off of like scenes of your arguments together, of like out of like garden gnomes and like Barbies and shit. Like
it's like that's one of our sources of income is like the art derived from this drama, and he hates it because it's like this is not only is it tacky and invasive, but it's like such like nouveau riche behavior that he's like, I fucking hate you.
That's amazing.
Like the people who are like weird like DIY TikTokers love that shit.
Yeah,
and they'll pay a pretty penny for dumbass art.
Oh yeah, especially if it's made with taxidermy possums. What?
Yeah. And it's about drama because
like
they hate when bad things happen, but they do love drama. Allie, why are you texting me? Hold on. Alexandra.
Judgment.
My best friend just texted me. I'm doing my hair and I'm coloring my hair and I finally got gloves to wear. You should be proud of me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you do.
Like an adult.
The house possum cameos in art. You know what? I probably also make cameos. You know, like not like cameo,
like the little,
but like, yeah,
yeah.
But of like, okay. Anyway, we can go into that later. What is broken inside the house?
JD's character's wards.
Definitely those. Yes, maybe it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I think we've got really shoddy electricity. Because like we don't really necessarily need it, except for Nikolai sometimes uses it for his music, but he keeps blowing this shit out.
I was gonna say, I actually think we have a broken, really nice sound system because he thinks he knows exactly how to use it and never does it right.
Just blowing our speakers out so much.
You're just too into it, and you're like, I know what I'm doing.
Oh, 110%. 100. Like
our house sounds like it's falling apart from the outside, and it's really just the dying speakers blasting rave music as loud as they can possibly go.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't got a lot of spoop. We got that techno.
Which I think is also what scares people away because it sounds and looks like the house is about to fall.
Your ex-husband probably also hates all the techno music.
100%.
So wait, hold on. What's broken about the house is the stereos never used correctly?
Yeah, our sound system. It makes everything sound like 100 times more terrifying and horrible because it is not working correctly, but we don't care.
Nikolai's just like, this isn't how it sounds at the club, but like the acoustics here are different, so I'm sure it's fine.
Like it's all the spiral staircases actually throwing it off.
I probably also like unironically listen to like Yoko Ono's music.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
And
I believe that I have purchased a piece of like visual art of hers, or oh, actually, she and John Cage created on this piano that I purchased.
Not John Lennon, John Cage, who wrote 433.
Gonna kill that
They
dog.
did actually collaborate. Fun fact.
Oh, I didn't.
He's the bad guy.
I had to learn about both of them in my postmodernism class. So.
Oh shit. Okay, that makes a lot of makes a lot more
Both
sense.
did like a lot of performance arty things. So yeah.
Brendan, Brendan, why did you kill dogs? You asshole. Okay, so the things that are broken in the house are Nikolai's wards. What? They're probably like blowing up every so often. Like
they're probably like not even wards. They're broken because he thinks they're wards, but they're really just like we're constantly connecting and disconnecting via like a runic phone to some demonic monastery across the world, and they're
Yeah,
constantly just
just
getting
fucking
exiled by
rip
us
it,
every time we
baby.
walk through the little
Slop that
door,
down,
and it's
dude.
like we're just
Yeah,
bitching,
dude.
and they just
Crack
pick
one for
up,
the
and they're
big
like,
boy.
"Oh my god, it's these guys again."
It's like they try to
just
pick up, but it's like the
fucking
runic
rip it,
dial-up
baby.
tone.
Slop that down, dude.
Sorry.
Yeah, dude. Crack one for the big
Oh, we just got a
boy.
donation?
We
Thank
just
you.
got like 3 donations.
Oh,
Thank you, everyone.
Oh my god, thank you. Oh wait, I think I saw it was JT. JT, thank you so much for the donation. And then also Raf just now, thank you for the donation. Yay, friends. Thank you.
Hey,
Give to the
friends.
kids. Is the 3971 figure our current standing?
Theoretically,
I
yes.
think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yay, we've raised almost $4,000. That's so
We're getting
exciting.
there.
Woo! Go team. We're just still here building our
Building a house.
Dracula house. Which that's the best part of any stream is like you doing your world building and fucking around and finding out. Okay, so what's broken inside the house is the wards and the sound system that makes everything sound fucking terrible. And unfortunately, Babs fucking loves just weird. I mean, like, again, I think postmodernist music is probably the best thing, like, best way to put it. So, yeah, Yoko Ono shit, probably, oh my god, like Deerhoof. When Deerhoof came around, she was just like, "Oh, this is really fun and weird." I'm trying to think of what else, like any like noise maker, like noise artist in like the 2000s. She's probably like latched on to be like, "Oh,
It's fine.
wow.
You don't need to know it.
Yeah."
we'll just listen.
It's just some guy that recorded himself doing like he put like an anime figurine in a blender and recorded it and called it music.
I was going to say, do you record people's voices of when you bite them? Is this like part of your art?
I don't know. Sorry, I saw this candle and I knew I needed to sniff it. Okay. How does the house annoy the neighbors?
The dubstep.
Everything that we've just listed.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Its existence. Hold on, I have to let my cat out. He's decided he's done.
I wonder if one of the wards, and I think this is why it's a little annoying, like every mortal that passes by is like compelled. I just am so inspired by that stupid like Facebook post I saw. If a mortal passes by the house, they like feel compelled to like recite like a stanza of like AB rhyme scheme and iambic pentameter.
100%. We are making the mortals create bad poetry.
And
Yes.
like that's
Yeah, I like that.
actually what I'm filming. That's what I'm filming and making into fucking art.
Oh god.
But also everything else is so annoying about our big vampire house.
But also our general existence.
Yeah.
Everything going on in there. We are the HOA's worst nightmare because we're grandfathered in. They can't do anything about us.
Well, yeah, because
actually, I used to know the person who like started the whole community, so I was here before it was really a community anyway.
I was here before it was cool.
So we set the rules for ourselves, and they're just going to be honored.
Okay. One more official question, and then I have a question for us too. The last official question is: what is your favorite part of the house and why?
My panic room.
I like the big like porch area because it's like it's got like a nice big overhang, so I can go outside in the daytime as long as it's like the right time when the sun's not at like a certain angle.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that because then I do get a little bit of fresh air and extra time, you know, picking out targets as they go by.
Just intimidating the kids as we're here raising money to save the kids. Yes. It's so thematically appropriate.
Listen, this is peak 12-year-old behavior.
That's fair.
There is on my real street right now, there are 3 child cliques. 12-year-olds are crazy. They like to play their favorite game right now is they play, they pretend to SWAT each other.
No.
They run up to the doors and they bang on each other's doors and they go, open up, it's the FBI. And then they run away. Like, they don't ding dong ditch in this neighborhood. They do that. My behavior is appropriate.
I'm concerned for the children of our future.
We generally should be. I had one child run down the street. One of the kids I'm responsible for ran down the street and went, "I'm not going to prison, I'm going to Florida." And I was like, bye.
What the fuck?
That's a reasonable statement.
I was like, all right, bye.
I think I would rather go to prison than Florida.
He's 12. He doesn't know any better.
Valid. JD, does Nikolai have a favorite part of the house?
100%. It is the basement. He has claimed the basement as his own, and he has it decked out with LEDs and strobe lights and some of the speakers that may or may not work, but you know what? They work well enough. Got some bean bags, everything you need.
I like the idea that you don't have a fog machine, but something down there is smoking every time you turn it on and you don't know what it is. And so
I think it's the fog machine. Honestly, I think I have a fog machine, but it's not.
It's actually a failed sigil.
Yes. That activates whenever I walk in, and I'm like, perfect.
Yeah. It's like your own personal theme music style.
It's the John Cena theme plays and the
exactly.
when you walk in. I think Babs's favorite part of the house is we probably have like a spire, as you do. And like
a good old turret with a spire on top? Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. And I think Babs likes to be in like that top like window room in the spire, and like it's just littered with all of the weird shit she finds while like dumpster diving and like going to like thrift stores and like fucking flea markets and shit, finding like the weird shit that no one else would get. And she just makes the weirdest fucking thoughtless art possible, and then but claims it has like some deep meaning. Yeah.
It does to her.
To her. Because anything that happened during that part of the 60s probably had a lot of drugs involved. So where
my
go ahead.
character is not the brightest bulb, but he's fine. So I think that his favorite place is actually a study off of the bedroom. Like it's plush and leather and comfortable. He goes there and reads whatever amount he feels like it, but really that's his reflection space. And sometimes it's just like really dumb poems. And sometimes he just sits in thought. Sometimes he writes in a diary. But that's his life, and he likes it.
The Vampire Diaries.
I can't cope.
This is the most absurd, and I am here for it.
JD's pained expression. I'm so sorry.
You brought back both my teenage years and my college years all at the same time.
Welcome, baby. Where do we live?
Geographically, or
yeah. Are we like in, I don't know, New Jersey? Oh, Connecticut?
I think so.
Have we all? That's part of why Nikolai has to work so hard to get this this club off the ground, is because it's Connecticut.
We're going to make it the new Boston, okay?
Oh, sweetheart. I was going to say the other option is like, Martha's Vineyard or somewhere else equally rich.
Oh my God. I like the idea of Connecticut. I love the idea of all that's happening because it's also, it's dark and gray longer up there. We can go out more. It's true. It's ideal. It's ideal for our condition.
That's true.
We have a very specific medical condition. And it's called photophobia.
Yeah, we're just like those children in The Others before you find out about what's actually happening in The Others.
Okay. So we have our house. Oh wait, I don't think we actually discussed like what the house looks like. Other than I had established we have a spire
We have a turret and a spire. We have
And a
panic rooms. We
porch.
have
and
a
a
basement,
porch.
a porch, and a basement full of fog.
Where we
What
are.
else do we need?
Yeah, we're fine.
We have shutters that are hunter green, and internally we do a lot of velvet drapes.
Good,
Mhm.
good, good. Like, there's probably some like checkerboard, but not in the way like Gen Z likes checkerboard now, but like maybe in the way like Ska likes checkerboard throughout the house. Just kind of in random spots where
I
Babs
like the
tried to. Go ahead.
I like the idea that we've also added some additions over our years here, except they don't really go together because different people chose what would happen. So, like,
I think
building
that's
out
true.
on
And I think
yeah.
as long as I have my rooms that are the way I want them to be, which is the majority of the house, the
Mhm.
rest I didn't care enough about. So, yeah, like we have one room that's like pastel pink, and sure, one has like checkerboard floor and a fog machine.
I like to think that maybe this is we have not been the only 4 vampires that lived in the house. So like maybe we're like the group that has stayed together the longest. But there have been like other vampires from the northeastern seaboard to come through here and like land, and we've maybe like collected pieces of them that they've decided to leave.
Your ex-husband's old pack mates.
Yeah.
He's just like, whose stuff is this? And you're like, I think that was one of his exes. We can just throw it out.
I think that was Randall's. He said it was worth something. We might want to look into that. And then I just
don't know.
walk away.
It's like we could look into it, or we could build our fire. I don't want to go out and get firewood, so let's just smash this antique.
Okay.
You are the oldest, so
I am the oldest.
All right. So, do we want to seeing your doll flicker to life in the background is haunting? Yes.
Where are you? Where are you, Josephina?
Uh,
I don't know. She's not going to do it on command. She would never.
Josephina, like the American Girl doll?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. Oh my god.
Hello.
Oh, she's naked.
what is happening?
What is happening?
She just lives here. I need to take all of her limbs off and retighten them. So she's just. I have to take her head off to do that. So she's just hanging out back there until that happens.
This is the spookiest. Okay.
Welcome to Oops All Draculas, where Julia has to take the limbs off a doll.
Fun fact: we're not going to do any role playing. We're just going to watch.
All right.
Julia
So
take the limbs off a doll.
I think since we're here for 4 hours, let's do this. Let's kind of split up our, do a break every hour. So JD, can we go on break for 10 and then come back at 3 after or 4? Let's come back at 5 after.
They sent me to physical therapy because they were like, your handwriting is so abysmally bad. And the physical therapist, because they thought it was my shoulders, and the physical therapist was like, no, your shoulders are fine. The problem is that your thumb hasn't grown since you were in kindergarten, but the rest of your hand has. So I've got disproportionately small little baby thumbs, and the rest of my hands are all long. And my mom is always like, you remind me of those little gray aliens. I'm like, fuck you.
Wow. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. No, I love it. She says it with the utmost joy and true love that a mother can. And I'm just like, I'm glad somebody thinks it's fun.
So something I found when I was downstairs during break is, so when Drew and his wife held their Halloween party, they bought these little bags of like blood sangria, and I was like, oh, they're still left over in the fridge? Fuck yeah, 2-week-old sangria.
It just gets more and more sangria, right?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Incredible.
All right, here we are. During the break, I went live and tried to raid, and I think we did it.
We did.
You did.
Yeah,
you
y'all did.
succeeded.
Yay! So welcome, all 5 of y'all. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we have 13 viewers. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are here playing Oops All Draculas, which is a independent TTRPG written by Jessica Macram. We are a bunch of fucking weird vampires who have decided to live together in a house. Much like what we do in the shadows, and we are going to be getting up to some hijinks that can be either inspired by a tarot deck if Tracy wants to pull tarot, or I have the Project Gutenberg.org copy of Dracula up, and we can just pick random sentences, and those can be our prompts for the hijinks that we do. We're going to do 3 episodes. Oops, that's the number 2. 3 episodes with these characters that we built. And probably about an hour, or like 40 minutes per session. And we're going to go as we raise money for the kids for Extra Life.
Yeah. Do we want to do the tarot cards for the first one? Because I'm very curious about which naked lady we get.
Yeah, so basically how it works, here, I'll pull it directly from, let me not mark up my PDF. That is not what I want to do. Heck. Oh, heck, God, I forgot how to do everything. Okay. Okay, so setting the scene. The tarot deck and/or Bram Stoker's Dracula or relevant Dracula-related text are used to set the scene in games without Dracula masters. We are not playing with a Dracula master. So, when a scene begins, draw a card from a tarot deck or read a sentence from a random page in the Dracula-related literature. Describe what difficulties the pack must face by either utilizing the tarot card's meaning, or the sense that you get from the card. Be sure to utilize your secrets, bonds, and goals with another. Ooh, we need to determine our
We
bonds.
didn't do that.
No, we can do that before we start. When using this method instead of a DM, each Dracula decides what happens after a successful power play or the consequence of their failure. Let's go really quickly and do our bonds. I just was so excited about our little weird house that we made.
Our vampire Barbie dream house.
Yes,
Yay!
our Mojo Dojo Casa house.
That's actually what it is.
That
Sorry.
is. I have 100% made a sign that says that.
Yes.
That movie was very profound for Nikolai.
Nikolai learned so much about himself.
He's just Nick. Anywhere else, they'd get real sick.
Anywhere else he'd be
Okay, so I have my character sheet up, so I guess I'll just go first. So I'm just real fancy and I have everything on my iPad. Okay, so my first bond is, who among your fellow Draculas appreciates fragile things with me?
I think that would probably be me. As the oldest, I probably have like the most like understanding of like how to keep things around longer. You have like how you have to take care of things to make them last.
Yeah. You probably give me like little weird trinkets that I can incorporate into the art too.
Every once in
Go
a
ahead.
while you like want something that just gives it that next kick, and I'll go upstairs into like the trunk that I've dragged all across Europe, and I will give you some like I'll like rip a gemstone out of like jewelry that I have, and I just bring it back down. I'm like, you can use this.
Hell yeah. Which of your fellow Draculas kept a secret of yours at great cost, and what was it? And you can determine the secret if you wish.
Oh, I see our bonds now.
Yeah.
Like, where is this?
Everyone has different bonds per character.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, who wants to have kept a secret of mine at great cost?
I think Nikolai would.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I'm thinking you're probably the person who, with my bond, is the most fun at parties. So I feel like we've had a lot of late, early mornings and shared some things with each other. Also.
Sounds right.
The way you do when you're sitting in like those chairs, we all know them. And it's, in our essence, 3 a.m. Share some of those truths.
3.
Which
4,
is just
5,
like
6.
Yeah, I was like, that's like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Vampire time.
And vampire hours. No. Okay, hell yeah. So you probably like know my secret like art inspiration that I haven't told anyone.
And I think the personal cost is that I could get so much money if I shared that with someone else. I'm not sure if it's like on the like blackmail side or more like it would elevate the art so much that it would give more money to everything. But I am holding that secret close to my chest because it is yours to decide if you want to share with the world.
Oh, Donka. Oh, heck. Come on. Let me. Okay. Yeah, I definitely would be partying with you. I think Babs definitely loves a good party, and would want to like be like the mom of the party sometimes too, to like make sure people are taken care of and like they get the blood they need. Yeah. So I guess the detachment detachment that Jasper has from his human side disturbs me, which I feel like you might have some like it from you killed your ex-husband because he was annoying.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Annoying is a very strange word to use in that instance.
What words would you use?
A reprehensible human, and an even worse vampire. When you literally are like, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and then you say, I want to spend eternity with you, with neither of us dying, and then you betray that, what the hell am I supposed to do?
Except just move the goalpost for eternity, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like
Exactly.
that.
Then you literally have to take things into your own hands.
I think. I mean, it sounds like we were both like made into vampires around the same time, but I still retain like a lot of my humanity. But you're just like, no, absolutely not.
I am a vampire.
Imagine being a kept spouse, and like then all of that just goes away anyway. What, literally? Fuck it all.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, thick. So those are my bonds. So whoever else wants to go next, please.
I can go ahead because I kind of have a thought for most of them. So which Dracula is a useful tool and why? I think for Manon, in my eyes, that would probably be Jasper. I
got a guy for that.
You got a guy for that? Like you got a guy for that? The roof over our head. You don't seem to mind too much about like, as long as we keep out of what you have designated as your spaces, you're not gonna care too much about what goes on. You don't care about the fact that I'm just like breeding a long line of possums that I just care for as like a hobby.
It's but I don't mind it. No.
Yeah. So it's like we get along like that. And then the Dracula that keeps me connected to humanity and how is Babs, and it's because they still have such a lust for life and like art and things like that are like and bright colors and like things that are passionate, and they're a relatively young vampire, so they're still kind of like they get it. And then whose lack of refinement gets on my last nerve? I think we know exactly who that is. And it's just like, I don't necessarily care about everything you're doing, but every once in a while I'm like, could you at least try? Like this is a nice event. Could you just maybe, here's a thought, could you please just put your nipples away?
That doesn't bother me.
and I feel like that's hilarious, Julia, because I was sitting there looking at my other two and going, don't know which between the two of you is the one who I think is too uptight, but
Yes,
the
you
fact
do.
that you expect me to wear a shirt, that has made Nikolai
Yeah.
decide that
Like,
you are
I'm
far
just
too
like, I
uptight.
don't care what you do on your normal time, but we're going to a nice event. Could you please put on a shirt that's not see-through? Like,
I get
please.
told that all the time, no lie.
Hold on, Nikolai, pasties or no?
No.
Well,
How?
presumably no.
That gets in the way of the piercings.
You're not wrong.
So I have the same questions for my bonds, which is which Dracula is a useful tool and why? And I actually think it is Nick, good old Nico, whatever the hell I feel like calling him that day, whatever. Is actually because like I have a certain set of friends and a certain set of people who expect me to be places and where and when I don't actually like I feel like the whole I know someone who knows someone or something is sometimes actually him. I think he knows like a separate class of people and a separate like type of person. So if I don't know who to go to, I'll go to him and he'll set me up with the right person.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. In terms of who keeps me connected to humanity and how, I actually think it's Manon. Because
Manon.
I think that we have a very interesting relationship because she looks like a 12-year-old girl. And I never had kids. And I think there's some part of me that's like, I have some emotional bond to this child, but I also recognize she's so much older than me. So it's a very weird dynamic.
Just every once in a while, your like paternal instincts kick in, and you're just like, oh,
Wait, Julia, I think you did the wrong bonds.
did I do the wrong bonds? Oh,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's fine. We are forming relationships
You know
here.
what? I'm not changing my answers.
No, that's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
these are relationships regardless.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. There's no wrong answer about how we connect in this great big circle of our house.
Correct.
So whose lack of refinement gets on your last nerve? I actually think that, that's it. It's Babs.
Her name is fucking Babs.
Right? Like,
That's
okay,
the least refined.
You're like,
I
that's not a
really
name.
like art, and I might not get it, but I think I get it. And like, I appreciate it. And then she comes in with some fucking sequins and like cross stitch. And I'm like, what are you doing? So, yeah.
You hate mixed media with a passion.
I do. I hate it. It's so wrong. This is not refined at all. Meanwhile, I think that like Nico, it's kind of cute. So I'm okay with it.
I love that. And I will just throw out there, I love the fact that you were like, I think, sometimes Nico is the guy I go to when I know a guy. I think that is also why, for our relationship on my side, you are the Dracula that truly understands the great threat that I see and is helping me try to deal with it because you have so many connections. And I don't think you see it as big a threat as I do, but you are willing to help.
I'll see that wonderful delivery.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
And then I was the one that was like, oh, I'm the most fun at a party. Yeah, because we've had long exchanges. And then Manon is so uptight, they make you want to scream.
So unnecessary.
Constantly, we're just
I'm
like,
not wearing a shirt. I am wearing a shirt. In fact, it's just see-through.
It's like,
but it does not behave as a shirt, good sir.
it's like it is. Everything is out.
Exactly.
All right. So we have our Draculas, as they're canonically known in the system, not just vampires, but just straight up Draculas. Like what? Donald Glover from Community, just call them Draculas. And we have our house. So Tracy, do you want to do us the honor of pulling our first tarot card, and we're all gaining inspiration for our first little
You guys
act
ready?
here.
I haven't looked at these yet, and they are from actually my second largest donor, Jim.
Yay!
Oh,
what is it? I don't know.
It looks like cups.
It says 6 of Pentacles.
Oh, Six of
Oh.
Pentacles.
I was looking at the pentacles the other day.
There she is.
Okay, Six of Pentacles upright can mean giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, and charity. Six of Pentacles, basically, you're sharing your wealth and abundance with others. You have accumulated great wealth and are now in a position to offer financial assistance to those in need.
I love it. It's so
Charity
right.
event?
I'm sorry?
Are we going to a charity event, like a
Are we
charity
going
Yes,
ball?
we have
Charity
to.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely going
charity
to a
ball?
charity. Which feels thematically appropriate.
Yes.
Actually, I really love this outfit that I'm going in because it's like crisp tux, and then I am borrowing one of Nico's sheer tops underneath it.
Oh,
So slick.
I've taught you so
So
well.
good.
I'm just
It's so
standing
good.
there in the doorway looking at the two of you like, you're going to be...
This is how trophy husbands get by.
If you could still feel cold, you would be freezing. Freezing.
That's accurate.
I am dressed in my best, in my Baltimore Hun best. I have the beehive that's like 1.5 feet high. Like I've got like the bejeweled like sunglasses. I have like the little like eyelashes on them. I've got like the neon leopard print like cardigan that's like buttoned buttoned over like my 60s inspired like flared cherry print dress, and like the most ridiculous fucking like little Mary Jane heels of all time, but they probably have little flamingos on them because nothing matches. That is definitely how Babs goes to this charity fundraiser. Y'all hate it.
Manon does not know, like, the thing is, like, Manon does not love any of it aesthetically, but, like, at least you're covered. And, like, that at least speaks to my, you know,
sense of decency.
My 872 years sense of, like, modesty and decency. Meanwhile, I'm just like, these hussies. I think Manon comes down in like what was clearly Manon's big about repurposing things, you know, so comes down in something that was once somebody's funeral attire. They explained, they were like, well, one time when we were living in Spain, they had the plague and it was very dramatic and people were getting very suspicious. So they said, in order to make sure they don't come to the house, we need one of us to pretend to die. So it was my turn. So they had the beautiful funeral for me and I wore this dress. But I've made it a little bit nicer now. I give it the little puff sleeves. The little puff sleeves, and I have my arms out so I can wear the little pearl bracelets. But yes, this is one of the dresses I was buried in.
Very black.
A choice.
This is one of the dresses I was
I'm
buried in.
legitimately I love that, but I'm just going to judge everyone's outfits anyway. That's what we do.
Well, this was my high school prom dress. When we had our little prom, I just wore this, and
With the sunglasses?
yeah, that's how we dress.
Reusing outfits. Again, a choice.
It's more frugal that way. We can save more money so that we can afford your parties.
I don't
Nobody said it that
understand.
way.
Ugh.
What is Nikolai wearing to this charity event, and what charity are we supporting? Is
I
it like
love
a
that we
vampire
dove
charity?
into the outfits before the charity.
Yeah,
You know
What's
what?
important?
like any
The
good
outfits
role
are
player.
The
important.
tone.
Like any good role player, we care about the fashion.
Fashion is literally one of my skill sets. So like it's important to me.
We love to
Samesies.
see it. So for Nikolai, he is not wearing a shirt. He has not even made the attempt that Jasper made of putting on one of the see-through ones. He is showing up like actors show up to the red carpet when they do not have any shirt on underneath, but have like a sparkly, blazer on, and he isn't even wearing slacks. He is wearing black jeans and lace-up boots that go all the way to his knees. And he is carrying the jackalope in his arms. His hair is artfully tousled, as it must be. And he has that ever-shedding body glitter everywhere on him. Whether or not this is inspired by Twilight is your decision to make.
Incredible.
We are a couple days past Halloween, but do we want to pretend this is like a Halloween charity ball for like one of the local
I love it so much because it's one of the few times where it's like we can be completely straight-faced about who we are and people think we're joking.
Yeah. So it's like a charity ball for like to raise money for like one of the historic buildings in town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Which is where they're hosting
like
it.
a city hall that is a little bit crumbling and absolutely not as nice as our place, and we pretend to care about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as stewards of the community, we have to at least pretend that we care.
Yes.
I am so good at pretending to care.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually one of my skills.
I know this.
Manipulation is actually so.
Is there a rival vampiric cluster or maybe some other form of cryptid that comes to these events?
I don't think we have a rival group anymore.
Oh.
We cleared them out.
Or do we have
there
a
probably
rival
are
group
other cryptids
this year? Is this new? Did we just deal with that problem and now we've got a new one?
Every couple of years around Halloween, another like Addams Family
Do we
looking
know if
motherfuckers
they're for real, or are they just pretending?
That's what we have to find out at this party.
Yes.
We gotta suss them out.
Yeah, they're like weird mortals the way the Addams Family are like definitely like weird mortals, but they're not like the monsters where they're definitely like immortal.
We're like, are they
have
vampires?
we seen them go through body horror yet?
Yeah,
or
it's like, are they vampires or are they just goths?
Gothic. Yeah.
Like, in this day and age when money can afford you an immense immersion of your chosen lifestyle.
Be goth.
But also, we got to make sure that they're actually just goth and not a territorial issue.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So, sorry, I'm looking for... I don't know why I'm looking for my blush. Doesn't matter, Amber.
I legitimately almost said, oh, do you want to use mine?
That's the effect of talking about your outfit. You just start to be like, what do I need to do?
It's brand new. I got it for my... Anyway.
I'm like, actually, this is not brand new. This is... It's like almost all pan. Anyway, so, yeah, I'll paint the scene here as I'm technically in charge. So, we are... Oh, you know what? This is probably in Martha's Vineyard. This event is... This gala is normally held annually at Martha's Vineyard. It is all done up with like, there's somebody that comes in and like they're just hired to carve pumpkins, but not just like the little pumpkins, but like big pumpkins too, like the ginormous pumpkins.
Big pumpkins.
We love a big pumpkin.
I'm sorry.
They're like stacked up like Christmas trees, like, like in little jack-o'-lantern stacks. There's like, they've hired somebody to build like a custom corn maze to like haunt the people, to like scare the people that are coming through this gala, because rich people just love being scared. Big pumpkin spending cheese. Hell yeah, those stacks. Let's see. What, you know what? There's probably like, just like I had. Yes, the cocktails are served in little blood bags, just for ambiance, for
well, we need
spectacle.
at least 3 signature cocktails. I don't understand.
Okay, so one of the signature cocktails is like a
Our blood sangria.
Yeah, it's blood sangria. The other is
Ooh,
like,
what about like a dark ale with some sort of bat straw or something?
oh yeah,
A dark and stormy. There we go.
yes, a dark and stormy.
The little bat themed accoutrements.
And then probably like a witch's brew, like green type
Ooh.
thing. It's probably like green apple flavored.
Oh, yeah, and it has some obnoxious concoction on top, like, maybe it's an egg white thing, maybe it's just like, this is sage foam that sits on top of it.
It definitely is the one that is, like, there at the end of the night, 'cause it, like, outlasts all the other signature cocktails, 'cause it's, like, everybody's last choice.
Okay, but
Yeah.
it has to have something obnoxious, like, you know, a light up straw or something, so that it is clearly leaning into that side. Nikolai might have recommended it.
That's your contribution.
There might also be some hallucinogenics in it. It's fine.
Yeah, you never know what's in a witch's brew.
You're like, it's an absinthe cocktail, but it's like the old school absinthe cocktail where it's like,
Oh.
you're like,
Yes,
this is the real shit, but they don't know.
Follow the green fairy. Very good.
Yeah, little fools.
Yeah, I like this.
And that's why everyone avoids it. They have one and then they're instantly tripping.
They're just like,
Well, they watch like the 3 other people have them and they're like, oh no.
they're like, what's going on over there?
All right, so we're at this gala. Are we the ones putting on this gala, or are we in attendance of the gala?
I think we're in attendance.
I think it's a
Okay.
little bit of a both. I think we are like part of the committee, but we're not the hosting committee. So like
Okay.
we might have we get to put in input, similar to how the HOA can't touch us. We've just, you know, so we get to have input, but we don't have to worry about the entire affair.
Nikolai, did we hire you to DJ?
No, but you hired me to find out. Actually, yes. Yes, you did. Because I have a +3 in beats, and I am going to use this.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I don't want to be working when I'm at an event, but it's not work when you love it. I've heard humans say that.
I can't.
We've got one room in our house. It's just a collection of like more and more unhinged live, laugh, love type fucking
I was just
art
thinking that, yeah.
that we just find like endlessly
I
hilarious.
think Babs just finds things like that say come back with a warrant. Live, laugh, love. Nice underwear on a welcome mat. Like the kitschiest things, and we just have like a collection.
It's just
I
like,
go to Home Goods right before close just to see how many like Home Goods employees I can kind of spook a little bit into giving me a discount. And that's probably how Babs like helped to decorate this place too. Is like went to Home Goods to pick out like all of the misfit Halloween decorations. Oh, you know what? There's probably also this was at Spirit Halloween this year, and I've kind of been obsessed with it. They have like a really bad replica of the aliens from Mars Attacks.
yes,
At Spirit Halloween this year, and Babs probably has picked up a couple just to like put in weird places so that when people pass by you hear ack ack like, and yeah, sorry, I just
amazing.
love
it's
that.
good.
Oh,
But it's so weird and like retro futuristic that it like totally is a Babs thing. So
it's perfect.
That is perfect.
And
I
I
would
hate
also
it.
like to think that Nikolai got some of those giant skeletons and has one on either side of him looking like they're helping him out at the turntables.
I somehow find this
12-foot ones.
quaint.
Yeah.
It's like Jasper chose Nikolai as their cute one, and Manon chose Babs, and we just constantly are just like, we just are constantly defending our choices to each other. It's like, no, it's quaint. It's quaint.
It's like when you take a picture, you're showing like
it's like a nod.
it's like when you're showing a picture of your boyfriend to like your friends for the first time, and you're like, oh no, I promise I'm gonna find a good picture of them. I promise. Hold on. And you can't find a good okay, 6. So this is the kind of atmosphere we're setting up. So yeah, the richest and finest and most snooty of our I wanted to say Californian. Incorrect. Connecticut. Oh my god, wait, what's the demonym for Connecticut? Connecticutian? Connecticut?
Connecticut. No.
Don't they have what do they call them in
Wait,
well,
I have
that's Maine.
multiple friends I can ask for this.
Kinetic cutter.
I got the guy.
No. You got a guy.
You got a guy. Yeah, Kinetic Cutter is actually it. Sick. Okay, so we're learning here live from the apocalypse. Oh, hi, Drew. Canadian like Venetian, Canetian like Venetian.
Jesus, I hate that and I love it. It's very appropriate.
All right, Drew.
We're going with that.
I can use that exclusively and try and convince other people that it's accurate. Because that's the only term that I use.
I can imagine Drew like on the couch right now watching this on his TV and being like, yeah, idiot. I love you. Okay, so all right, so we're surrounded by the Canetian best and brightest raising money for this big haunted house that we're looking to save. First of all, you're in the basement. Okay, sorry. God.
How dare.
I'm only 2 floors up. Okay, so yeah, so that's what's going on as groups are filtering in and they're like getting like they get spooked by like the decorations and they're like, oh wow, isn't that just delightful of a little spook? Oh, and let's see, I finally like another group of like I'm gonna say like I think we can clock them from a mile away as like the nouveau undead in our neighborhood that's been plaguing our midst. They unfortunately are TikTokers.
Oh,
So they're the nouveau riche. There are, 6 of pentacles, like full of money and like really full of bullshit too, actually. But one of them has like a little drone and it's like flying around, like capturing the party that they'll make into like party recap TikToks later.
I assume that none of us show up on that.
How do you mean?
In terms of how are we dealing with photographs and videos?
So
that
mirrors
kind of show up.
So canonically in vampire lore, the reason why we don't show up in mirrors is because they're silvered, but that's not how mirrors are made anymore.
Oh.
No, it's not.
So that doesn't affect us. Which is probably something that Manon found very, very exciting. When
they stopped being silvered.
When they stopped being silvered and I could actually see myself for the first time outside of like some painting that I've manipulated someone into making. Yeah. But I don't know about film. I don't know.
Someone with knowledge.
I mean, I'm wondering if it was like there silver nitrate, like that made it hard for vampires to originally appear on film, and if as everything has gotten more refined and is now through drones and phones and all of that, I wonder if maybe much like mirrors, we can now be seen. I feel like Nikolai would like that because that means that people can get amazing footage of them DJing.
That would help grow your brand if you can be recorded.
Okay.
I think it's good then.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say there's one guy. Hold on, I'm looking at this like array of anime characters next to me that I don't know.
Describe our man.
Okay, actually, you know what? There is one woman who's she's probably max 4'8", very lithe, slender, but like she has blue hair, long and 2 long pigtails. And she speaks like this. Oh my god! And she's like, she's got like this little I'm gonna say like little jester costume on, with like a big ruffle around the neck, and like the poofy pantaloons, right, and like the Harlequin print, and she like almost like prances like unnaturally prances up to Nikolai's like DJ booth and just starts like she puts like she laces her fingers underneath her chin and just like leans on the DJ booth just to like intently watch Nikolai like do his thing. Like, "Ah, wow, Nikolai senpai, you're so talented."
Oh. Oh.
I hate everything about this as a player. I feel like Nikolai hates 90% of it, and the 10% that he doesn't hate is the fact that he's getting attention. And so he just smiles, winks, and continues to dance to the music that he's playing as he spins some tunes.
Nikolai senpai, oh my gosh, why don't you play, I don't know, something a little bit more upbeat for the next song? Maybe we'll get more donations that way.
Manon just like appears beside you and it's like, more upbeat than this. The resting heartbeat this music causes would kill my old siblings.
Well, I feel like the BPM to this song is only like 178. I think it can go higher.
How high do you want it to go?
Ludicrous speed.
I can oblige.
Where are your parents?
I'm old enough to be someone's parent.
Which person?
I pray that is not true. I know God has not spoken to me in many a centuries, but I pray that you do not have progeny. Where are your parents?
I don't know. I think, well, I have been around for so long that I don't know where they are anymore.
So I'm just gonna come right out and ask you, where do you think you are?
I think I'm in, God, I hate every moment of this. I'm so sorry.
I can put you out of your misery. You want me to roll something to put you out of your fucking misery?
Well, as she's thinking about where she thinks she is right now.
Little Miss.
Yes.
Why do you think you are here?
Oh, to spend my millions on helping preserve really important landmarks in our fair town.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. How do you think I got to be so like cute but rich? My parents.
I'm so attacked right now.
I think Manon is going to just nod and then like drift away looking for the others that this particular vampire came with.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna be like, I need some canapes.
We're gonna leave this one
shall
with Nicholas. We just like we look at each other. We're like, we're just gonna leave this one with Nicholas.
Listen, Nikolai's plan is to distract them. Nikolai is going to play some more upbeat music, still within line with their aesthetic choices, but then he's also going to make sure that she tries out the witch's brew.
Yeah.
Because he thinks that she would have a good time.
Are you going to use one of your powers for that?
I would love, can I use my hallucinogenics power for that?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Your abilities seem badass.
My abilities are hallucinogenics, weaponry, bloodwork, and beats.
That's amazing.
What in the blade?
So how do we roll in this system? Remind me of that, Amber.
Okay, right. So it starts with a 1d6, and then with your stats, you were supposed to choose one that's a +3 and one that's a +2. So if you have a +2 in that, you would roll with 3d6, and if you have a +3 in that, you would roll 4d6. And then, so hold on, I have the bell curve over here.
It's 5 and 6s are successes.
Correct.
Oh, it's
So,
like
and
fudge
it's
dice?
yeah. So depending on depending on how many 5s and 6s you get is like your success.
That is a 5, a 6, and a 3.
Okay, wow. So 2 successes out of 3. So this is okay. So boo. Okay, so you with 2 successes, that's moderate, like a moderate success. So you can successfully get her to like actually, yeah, you can successfully get her to drink, but how do you go about doing it?
So while Nikolai is setting up the music that's a little more in line with what she has requested, he leans down, rests his arms, and looks at her and says, "You look like you want to have a really fun time tonight and a unique time tonight. And I gotta tell you, the Witch's Brew, we've cooked up something really special. We've got absinthe, old school absinthe. So if you
He's just
have
coming right
ever
out and
wanted
saying it.
to follow the Green Fairy,
I
you should
could be
try
the
it
blue
out.
fairy.
You could absolutely be the Blue Fairy if you would like to fly."
Oh, this is so exciting. I've always wanted to try something like this. Oh, I haven't had normal, haven't had normal absinthe in so long. It feels like centuries. Yeah, I would love to try some. Yeah.
I feel like Nikolai does ask, has it been centuries? I mean, how old are you?
I don't know. I have to do the math sometimes when I think about it. It's like, okay, like I have to think about my friend's age and then just kind of subtract from there. And it's so much math, Nikolai. I'm sure you understand.
Oh, I completely understand. I was curious just kind of where you fell because, there are some of us that are so old that are centuries and centuries and centuries old, and then there are others where, I mean, they've only been a vampire for a measly like 5 years.
Are we just playing because of the party? Because you're
course
only
we-
as old as you feel.
That is so true.
So true, bestie.
So go have a good time. I'll put on some tunes that will get us up to at least 200 BPM, and we're gonna have a fun time tonight.
Oh my god. That's like a quarter of like a hummingbird's heartbeat. That's so crazy. Okay, yeah, absolutely. And so with like 2 hands cupped like this, she just scoops up the cocktail in her hands and like very like TikTok cutie whatever and sips and toddles away. But you're still not any closer to finding out if she is an immortal or not.
All right. I think as we are, dividing and conquering here, we're going to go for some refreshment, some more refined refreshment, because God bless it, this is not my vibe. So I'm going to find me some puff pastries or mini quiches or, cheese and mozzarella. So mozzarella and tomato on a stick or something.
Ooh,
to
desperately.
redeem this party. Desperately.
That sounds so good.
I think we're
As we go
trying to
yeah.
find the others that the entity came with.
Gotta suss them out. Is there one that we can? We've got to find one that we can
Who
talk
is the
to.
rational one around here?
Anyone can play any NPC at any time, just for the record.
Oh no.
It doesn't just have to be me. I just thought it would be easy for me to play the first NPC.
I think as we're cruising around looking, I think right when you go to reach for your chosen canapé, a little hand comes out and snatches it away.
I think it's a little spanakopita, a little turnover. It looks so perfectly flaky and warm.
Like the perfect amount of butter in the layers, and it's just all of a sudden it's gone. You turn, standing there in like what is clearly supposed to be like a doctor outfit, but it's like one of the ones that like gives off the vibe of like a Victorian asylum doctor, where it's like the white coat is like buttoned up all the way to the throat, so if you can't see the neck, and they've got like their hair slicked back, and there's just like kind of hot, and they're just like eating the the little snack, and then they're part of the way through, they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Was this yours?"
Well, it was going to be, but I guess you have to tell me your opinion first.
I think it's adequate for whoever arranged the catering, but I would say the parties that we used to have over down in the Boston area were much more refined, I think. This seems very disjointed.
I absolutely agree. I find this event to not have a cohesive plan at all. It's a little off-putting. I feel like the DJ is one particular mood. We move in here and we get smattering of different culinary adventures in bite-sized form, and there's no real flow.
It feels like 4 different people tried to create a haunted house, and instead we live inside of a fun house.
Don't we actually all live inside a fun house anyway? He says, desperately trying to connect.
I mean, no. Right now I'm living in a high-rise apartment, and I must say, while it is economical, it is not... I cannot find it fun or enjoyable. It's just tall.
Is that here in town?
For now it is. While we're waiting for our manse to be renovated a little bit, we're working on some of the things. We're moving near. Are you familiar with that very loud Victorian down near the waterfront?
Yes, that is my abode.
Is it? I have noticed it. It's quite a landmark. Is it up to the fire code?
The aesthetics and the ambiance are both very imposing.
It doesn't seem very...
Older buildings get to be historical and therefore don't necessarily have to abide by the same things as something like a high-rise.
Yes, I understand, but doesn't it feel very uninviting? Don't you want to... Well, I hate to use the word lure, but don't you want to invite others in?
I've spent some time inviting others in, and I don't know when I will be ready to do so again. Blink, blink, blink.
Jasper's like, maybe I'll just look for another husband. Switch this mission off.
Look, I'm just feeling it out. Which way that's gonna go?
Yes, I suppose it is so hard these days to know who you can and cannot let into your home. You never know. I have taken on some roommates recently, which are well, it has been an eye-opening experience.
I currently have some roommates, and I've shuffled through handfuls at a time. Uh, uh, um, I will say one of them is currently our DJ, which therefore you can understand how loud our home is.
That is unfortunate. You know, once things are taken care of with my renovations, you're more than welcome to come visit me in my home if you need a little peace and quiet.
Oh, that's a very generous offer. When is that expected to be?
We're hoping before we get to the winter solstice. We would love to host New Year's, if possible.
Ooh, that's a great holiday party. Do you have a caterer in this area?
No, and I would love to know the name of this one so we don't use
I
them.
will get that to you absolutely, and I have several contacts around here that I'd be happy to set you up with. Because
you know?
New Year's is only a few months away, my dear.
It's coming up very fast.
Very soon.
Time does fly when you have so much of it.
I feel like the older you get, the faster time goes.
It's mayflies, a blink of the eye. You look very, might I ask what your age is? You look very, very refined, I must know.
Oh, thank you. I'll just cut right out and ask, is that a compliment?
Yes, I am intrigued, and I would love to know what your secret is so I can make sure I maintain it as I go on.
Well, really, I think it's plenty of rest. In fact, I also try to not expose my skin to direct sunlight. I find it really ages and wrinkles the skin.
Yes, I have got to agree. There is no better SPF than staying indoors.
So nebulous.
I think we're saying the same thing. Fantastic here.
I think
so who did you arrive here with? I must know.
You said you're friends with the DJ.
Mm-hmm.
The young...
Well, I said he's my roommate.
Good.
Look, I don't want this hot doctor getting the wrong vibe.
Understood. Yes, I arrived with my roommate, who seems to be a big fan of your roommate, and I understand what you're saying. I'm new in the area. I am looking for friends.
Oh, I have some great people you would get along very well with, I think.
I think we could have a splendid little neighborhood relationship. I don't see why we would have to do anything else besides be friendly. As friendly as you'd like, even.
Oh, interesting. I will take that into consideration. I think that's probably a great plan. Who else did you arrive here with? I must know. Knowing people in this area is really everything.
Yes. So there's the roommate there, and then I don't see them. There is another one. Let us go get a drink, and then if I find them, I'll introduce you.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Which drink did you have in mind?
I would love to taste that dark and stormy. Whatever that green drink is, I could smell it from outside, and I don't think it would agree with me.
I think it would be a different type of a night if I had that.
Let's have a refined night for tonight. We can talk about our future nights later.
Oh. I love this.
I wasn't waiting for this game to be horny, but hell yeah.
This is the vibe.
Smash cut away. It's like the mission failed on Jasper's part. It's like, what do you mean we have territory? What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, no, that's not even on here. Besides the fact that I already have, never mind. I've already disposed of 2 lovers. This is not a thing.
You're like, Jasper's like, I'm not worried.
So let's do this. Let's take our 10 and we'll continue with this line of who are we coming across who's like our
Our dark
vampire
mirrors.
rival. Our dark mirror, correct. Yeah, we'll take a 10. But while we're gone, hey, people in chat, since we have 13 of you, that's amazing. Guess what? We're here for Extra Life. We're raising money for the kids. For the kids.
Yeah,
for the
just
kids.
fucking rip
So,
it, baby.
of course, like
Slop
everything,
that
we're
down,
connected
dude.
to the Children's Miracle
Yeah,
Network.
dude,
Please,
crack one for the
a
big
house full
boy.
of Draculas is called a Dracularium. Thank you for donating 30
Incredible.
bucks.
Blessed. Absolutely blessed.
Thank you,
Amazing.
Pinky Gaming. Yes. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. Please feel free. We just put the donate in the chat. And we'll be back here in just a couple minutes. We just got to go do Dracula stuff off screen because it goes against TNC.
In our Dracularium.
In our Dracularium. Cool. Well, I have another. Let's see what other compliance managers. I need to do my alcohol and drug awareness redo. What's this one? Oh, and my sexual harassment prevention 3.0 training. Got all my trainings. They're like, hey, it's the weekend. Do some training. And I'm like, no, I will do that Monday when I'm back in the office.
Yeah, you will pay me to do this.
You will pay me to take these trainings. They're valuable trainings.
I feel bad because my husband, I love him dearly, is streaming, and I just pop on his stream and we take our breaks. And now he's talking to me, and I'm like, but I have to go back to my game.
Bye. See you later.
Sorry.
Okay, hi everybody. Speaking of hopping back to our game, we are playing Oops All Draculas, a game by Jessica Macram. We are all vampires who have come together to live in a house and do absolute bullshit, including, like tonight, putting together a haunted gala to raise funds for our local decrepit, I don't know, historical society, I think is what we decided. I think we're also sussing out other people at the gala who could or could not be vampires, but they definitely are our new rivals.
I have not decided if there are rivals or not.
That is true.
Rivals.
You have not.
Fifth husband. Who's to say?
Who's to fucking say?
Hey.
Rivals, romantic partners, aren't they the same thing?
Yes.
Always.
Sorry, I've learned that the anime figurines that Nikki has next to us are from Love Live, which I guess is an idol anime.
We are learning so much today.
Yeah. I love my sister wife. Okay, so we've met someone who could ostensibly be Hakune Mitsu. Hatsune Miku. Fuck, I fucked myself. I'm a fake gamer.
Not even a game!
I'm a fake interneter.
I fake internet. It is.
We have met a sexy doctor.
Yeah, we have.
And confirm.
Who else are we meeting? And how are they approaching someone at the table?
I think I don't know if they approach Babs or Babs approaches her. But I think Babs can't help but notice because, I mean, you love art, you love kitschy things, you love things that should not fit together, and you see this woman wearing the Mojo Dojo Casa House replica of what Ken wears, with the fur coat, with the sunglasses, with the bandana, with the fanny pack, all of it.
Equally tacky.
You are pretty sure, like, you're looking at it, you're like, what is that material? And you're like, she must have bought the actual costume. How did she then get it tailored to fit her? We don't know. But this is not just a replica. This is the real deal.
Yeah, I'd say I would like to think like the camera pans over and like we see Babs just kind of like popping up in like the background of shots, just like eyeing this other person as they're like mingling and like in their finery. And we just kind of keep seeing it from time to time until finally she just like does one of like, well, howdy, darling. Good morning. I mean, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Say, I'm Babs. It's nice to meet you. I've seen you around in the neighborhood. I was just wondering, where'd you get your fur coat?
Oh, this? And she runs her hand through the fur. Well,
Yeah.
it was put up for auction. For charity, of course. But a coat like this, I mean, it is meant to be worn out. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely, sugar. I mean, hun, it is just so divine. I mean, is it real? Like, can I touch it?
Please.
Oh, well, I absolute like, ugh. And like Babs like runs her fingers through like the side here, and she's got like the worst manicure, like the tackiest, like bright pink, like neon, like pointed nails, and she's just like, like getting her fingers like kind of clawed into it. Well, I mean, so you got it on auction? Did you get it from Hollywood? I mean, it looks just like the real thing from the movie, darling.
I would hope so for the amount that I paid for it.
Are you a patron of the arts?
Always. Always. Are you an artist?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't call myself that, you
Oh,
know.
don't sell yourself short.
I mean, I do like a bit of finery, and I do like a little bit of the kooky and unusual. Manon is like, get them out of our territory, and the other here, 3 years friends.
But these
I mean, one time when I met John Waters in the 60s, he told me that my art was pedestrian. And that's just both the most heartbreaking and the kindest thing anyone could ever say to me.
You met John Waters?
Oh, yeah, we were contemporaries.
I don't see how that could be. I mean, you don't look a day over 30.
Oh, neither do you, sugar. I mean, how could someone so young and so fresh faced and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed be able to afford something like a $10,000-$20,000 coat from Ryan Gosling's own body?
Try 50,000 and, well, my family has a lot of money, and I would rather it go to good causes.
I kind of want to do mind reading. I want to
I
see what
would
the
love
fuck is
that.
happening. What the fuck is happening in this person's head? Yeah, your parents, so are y'all like new money or are you like old money?
I mean, we would have to be old money to have gotten this much.
I failed all 3 of my rolls. A 2, 2, and a 4.
oof, oof, oof.
I love that.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, she's like, she like looks deeply into your eyes, and it's kind of intense because they're behind like the really fucking like gaudy ass frames, right? And she's got like bright gray eyes, like, but they're like clear gray eyes, and just like it looks like she's either listening intently or has really bad gas. No one can tell.
And she doesn't seem to mind any of that. In fact, she is meeting your gaze and leans in and asks, "Are you flirting with me?"
Babs like instinctively leans back.
There is so much flirting.
JD does run Monster Hearts for me, so Yeah, I mean, should hun, I haven't flirted for such a long time. I mean, it has been. I just am uh looking for someone who can pay. You know what I mean? I mean, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap.
I would believe that. And like I said, I am a supporter of the arts. I would love to hear more about what you've created over the years. I mean, since the 1960s?
Oh yeah.
That's a long time to be creating. I'm sure you
No,
have some incredible pieces.
I'm sure your closet's full of them too. I mean, if that's brand new, I would love to see what you have in your vintage. Is it original?
There are so many things I would love to share with you.
What's your name, darling?
You can call me Danny.
Danny.
What can I call you?
Babs. Just Babs.
Babs. I like that.
Boy.
I'm just Babs. Sorry. I'm just Ken has been in my head all day today, and so I just. Well, listen, I've been collecting pieces from around here to, um, from around this to put together into like a big like sculpture that we're ultimately going to be auctioning off at the end of the gala. Um, I'm going to be kind of making my art live tonight, so maybe you can get a peek behind the curtain and see what's going on.
I would love to get a peek behind the curtain.
Damn
Maybe
it.
some more glimpses in the future.
I'd like that, sugar. But why don't you have one of these witches brews? I've heard my friend Nikolai has been offering them to so many people, and I mean, I don't like green drinks per se, but I've heard they're astronomically delicious.
They're magically delicious.
I may just have to try one.
Well, I'll leave you to it, but maybe you'll come back and see me after you have one.
I will certainly be finding you later.
LOL. I don't think I've determined if there are rivals yet either.
Menon is just standing on the stairs watching all of you, just like, I swear to God.
This pouting 12-year-old is judging us.
Chain smoking like American spirits and Marlboros.
I can't even smoke in here.
We're outside.
I'm just standing like in the patio doorway, just watching all of this, and I'm just like, I swear to God. Every time I try to leave them, I say it's time to trust them. It's time to give them a little independence. They're adult vampires. They can take care of themselves. And no. Now we have pests.
No.
No. Now we have to deal with... Ugh. I can't even get the drink. I have to get the... Where's... I have to go bayonet the fucking cocktail because it's a fucking carding.
Speaking of Menno, where's Menno?
Menon is having their own little monologue here in the doorway, which is just something Menon does because they've discovered it doesn't matter. They're 12. People just assume Menon is playing pretend. Menon can literally say anything. Yeah, so right now what she's plotting is how she's gonna acquire herself a cocktail because she's so, like, God damn it, she's like watching all of the others do this, and she's like, I don't think we've established a single thing. A single thing. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can wrangle myself up a cocktail.
If you want a
I
cocktail, Nikolai could get you one, but
was going to say, I will supply you with cocktail. No one is going to question me.
It's
Nikolai
like,
just has a flask that he hands to you every so
Yeah.
often.
I just go back behind, I just walk behind the DJ booth and I'm just like, put my little hand out. Just, you know. And then I think what Menon has decided from observing is if the one with Nikolai is a vampire, they're not a threat. We can put them down. If the one with Jasper is a vampire, we can probably work something out. They seem dignified enough that we can have a rapport. And they do not care if the one talking to Babs is a vampire or not. They because Babs is their favorite, they're just gonna overlook it. And I think, yeah, so she's made that determination, and she's now just kind of like skulking through the party, looking to see if there's anything that she can get up to for herself. She doesn't get to go to these things very often because she is, 12. But she does know that, usually in events like this is a prime place to find terrible people who you can just siphon a little off of. I am looking for an ankle to bite.
Do we know this? Do the other vampires know this?
You probably know that I like to bite ankles. Like, that part you probably know. If that's what I'm doing right now, you have no idea. You've lost sight of me. I'm short. I've disappeared into the crowd. I'm 3 feet 11 inches. I'm gone. So yeah, that's what I'm circling around for.
What are you looking for, like a specific like type of ankle? Or like are you looking for like a specific owner of ankle?
I am looking for an ankle of whoever is treating the waitstaff the worst.
Yes, those are going to be the people that I know.
I am looking for someone like that to lure into the gardens to have a little snack. I have for the time being, I've decided that, you know what? Probably a vampire, might just be eccentric.
I don't know which order that is in.
Exactly. Tracy, I don't think you've played an NPC yet.
I have not.
Yeah.
Are we going to do 4 of our rival gang?
I think it makes sense.
Oh, I was going to say, or we could play the ankle biter.
You can
the ankle owner?
the
ankle owner.
The heel.
I'm going to roleplay an ankle. See.
I guess that's up to you. Do you want to? Tracy, not for free.
Not for free.
Wait,
people need to donate.
Wait.
People need to donate. Donate money if you want Tracy's feet pics. I'm not promising that.
I've done it before. It's fine.
It honestly.
I don't know if Will would approve, or Della, for that matter.
It'll be well enough. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So that's up to you.
Charity.
Do you want to try to help me bite ankles, or do you want to be terrorized by a 12-year-old?
I don't care. I just think that it would be too, not to group GM on camera, but I think it might be too on the nose to have like the same number and the same type of.
That's fair. Go on.
Valid. I thought I would just
on the nose
ideas.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just making my way, observing. There's not really like a observation.
I want to be I'm going to be one of those kids who asked you too many questions and who was also a dick.
Okay.
This is what I've decided. So I've seen you standing outside and smoking. Did you know that smoking is really bad and that you're going to die from it?
No, I had no idea.
Are you not
Tell me
talking to me?
more.
What is wrong with you? I knew you were weird, but you're not even talking.
Oh, are you one of the ones who lives over on Rose Street? Are you one of those Rose Street boys? Yes, yes. I don't talk to you because you're boring.
And you don't even go to school. You must be more boring.
My
dad is doing this party. He helped organize this. You have to be nice to me.
I don't have to do that. Do you know why?
Why?
I know the DJ. I can blast your little eardrums out.
I know who hired the DJ.
Nobody hired the DJ. The DJ just showed up. This was not supposed to be a DJ event. I don't know if you've noticed, but the dance floor is just a little space that everyone has forcibly made for themselves. We didn't lay anything out.
I don't think that's true. That doesn't sound very fun, and I don't know why someone would plan an event like that.
It's because you don't know much. You're so little. You're so small.
But I go to school, and you don't even go to school. Everything here is terrible.
Maybe you just can't afford to go to the school I go to.
I am going to go tell my dad that you are terrible and you should not be here.
Oh no, how are you going to do that if you cannot find me? And I'm going to go run out into the maze.
I'm going to obviously go running after.
I think I'm going to scuttle myself out into the maze. And then to fuck with this child, I'm going to use my signature power of mimicry to mimic their own voice. And from inside the maze, I'm going to be like, oh no, this is really scary. I think I should go tell my dad.
You're so mean. And I'm going to run in.
You're so mean.
Find this.
Yeah, and I think, so Manon is like, this is fine. This is how I'm going to spend the rest of my night. And I
am looking for a vampire to bully. It's happening.
So I think Manon calls in their normal voice, and they're like, oh, I really hope you don't get lost out here. You know, it's going to be so hard for anyone to come find you when they don't care.
Ouch. I know my way around here. How dare you insinuate that I don't know where I am?
I know my way around here. How dare you insinuate I don't know where I am?
I turn left. I know this tree's been here before.
I know this tree's been here before.
Damn it. I'm smarter than you. I'm better than you in every way. And then I'm gonna climb up through one of those hedges to try and see above the maze.
I think there's like a moment of silence, and then Manon just gives like the highest pitch, like most unsettling laugh. Just a good and is gonna bite your little ankle now that you're up high and you're no longer on the ground. And just all of a sudden, you feel icy cold little hands wrap around your leg, and then the teeth just right in.
What are you doing?
And then
I fall.
You fall. I just drag you down. And as I said in my favorite flavor little thing, I take a babysitting gig. It helps put the children to bed very quickly if you just take a quick little nightcap. So I'm just gonna, it's bedtime. It's bedtime, little one. And I'm just going to, I'm not gonna kill him. I'm not gonna kill the child. I am just gonna take enough blood off of their small circulatory system that they just take a little nap. And then I'm gonna pull their sock up. I'm gonna pull their sock up over the bite wound so that it like compresses. And then I'm going to kind of like pick them up like they weigh absolutely nothing, because to me they don't. And I'm gonna take them kind of back towards the house, and I'm gonna put them like right outside the door. And then I'm gonna go find their dad. I'm gonna be like, Sarah, your child ate way too many of the miniature hot dogs, and they've passed out in the yard. We were playing.
Oh God, not again.
Yes, they fell right over, and they're going to get themselves so dirty, and they just ate so many hot
I
dogs.
paid good money for that tailored suit, god damn it.
The little hot dogs. It's very embarrassing. I don't know how many people saw them fall over.
Oh. Children, you can't take him anywhere, he mumbles as he goes to pick up his pot.
Menon's just like cleans off the little lip, goes to back to the vampire hanging out with Nikolai, the person hanging out with Nikolai, and is like refreshed and rejuvenated and a little bit feisty. And they look at Nikolai and they say, "Nikolai, do you mind if I talk to your friend for a moment? Just a little moment."
As long as my friend is ready to get off the dance floor, why not?
How much witch's brew has she had?
Like 3 glasses.
This is so fun.
I think if they've had that many witches brew, I think it's pretty easy for Manon to kind of like take their hands and be like, "Yeah, okay," and kind of like lead them off to the corner. And then they're like, "So listen, come here. Let me tell you something."
Yeah. Hi, Manon.
Hello, sweetheart. So it appears you and your friends are staying, yes?
Yeah, I mean, I have to be here to help present the big check. I mean, it's got like a lot of zeros next to it. It's so many zeros.
Yes. Listen, look at me.
Yeah?
We'll work something out. You can all stay here. This is fine. Under the 2 conditions.
Okay.
You have to put in the biggest donation to win the little statue, the little monument that Babs has made. You put the biggest amount in, you win. It doesn't matter what anyone else does. You win the little statue. And then you have to put it in your yard. If you put the little statue in your yard, I will let you stay in the neighborhood.
Is the statue gonna like protect us from like
It will
power
protect you.
outages?
It will protect you from me.
It will protect you from me. But why would I want to be protected from somebody else who's small like me? We could be best friends. Don't you want to be best friends?
I have more friends than I need in this current cycle of generations around the world. Listen here.
I have
Listen to
many
me.
friends from lots of places too. From all over the world. I've met so many.
Listen to me. I watched them build Notre Dame. I watched them do it. From the little window at the bottom of the floor, the little bakery where I was forced to live as a child when I waited for the sun to go down.
In Minecraft, right?
I'm older than you.
Roblox.
Oh, child. Can I use disarming on them to kind of like forcibly shock them into dropping this act if it's an act?
Yeah, go do it. Fucking do it.
That's 3 5s and a 4.
3 successes out of 4. Okay,
Ah.
yeah. So you see like the light in their eyes just darken. No more little electric blue eyes. It's just kind of like turn off and they're like, "Oh my god. Do you know like the weird do you know the weird fetish shit that like the members of my house are into, that I have to be like this uwu child all the time? Maybe not child. Child's not the right word. Uwu being
I think that
creature.
gives.
Listen, I understand. We all have roles to play. So we can Yes, we can be friends. You do what I say. You stay in the neighborhood. You come over to the house. You don't have to be a little this.
It pays good money, though.
This is the nouveau riche speaking. In 100 years, you'll never have to think about this again.
Who knows if I'll be around in 100 years, but that one with, like, the fur coat is fucking loaded. Fucking loaded. It's too good of a gig to pass up, you know? Like, holy shit, how did you drop just casually 50K on that for, like, on, again, something Ryan Gosling, like, sweated?
Listen, when you live as many centuries as I have and as many centuries as you will live, you learn. Some people just don't have taste. And they will spend their money on the things that make them happy. That is okay. That is okay. But, it's fine. You buy the statue, you put the statue in your yard, you all live in the neighborhood, it's fine.
When you say, like, you've lived for centuries, what do you mean? Like, is that, like, a metaphor you're using?
I am a very old soul. Go put your bid in for the little statue. And Menon's gonna drift away.
Give me the peoples and give me my soul. Sorry.
Buy my favorite vampire's little statue for your yard.
I love that that's a flex.
I'm going to force you to buy this to boost my favorite vampire's ego and put you and mark your house so we know exactly where you are.
All right. Yeah. So, I still haven't determined this character's name, but they slink off into, like, the abyss to go find a blank check. You just hear them go, and then they slink away into the darkness of the party. I think Babs has actually, at this point, started composing this tower or this something. I haven't decided what it is yet. Actually, Tracy, can you pull a tarot card?
Ah,
What is it?
Which one is that?
I don't know what it is. It is 5 of Pentacles.
5
No,
of Pentacles.
wait. That sounds wrong. I'm going to shuffle these.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
that sounds layered.
Yeah. That sounds like maybe this is a brand new deck.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, 5 of Pentacles is like losing all your fucking resources or losing a lover.
Casual.
Yeah.
All right. Building suspense. For the shuffle. And I have, in fact, made a mess on my desk. And we get the Empress.
Yes.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be like divine femininity and like Venus. We're looking at like the beauty of nature and like abundance and like some kind of nurturing thing. So,
I love that.
yeah. So what was the image on the card?
It looked like a pregnant
woman in the green forest, a lush forest.
I think Babs takes one of the like Mars Attacks statues. It has like slipped it, right? And a couple of like the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins and is like creating this like creating like a combination of the two is like making the Mars Attack alien pregnant with the pumpkin. And almost like creating like a almost like a Venus, like the birth of Venus, but with this a trashy birth of Venus. That's exactly what this is. There's like hay that's been glued onto like a table that I like lifted somewhere, and like that makes like the corn, or there's stalks. Actually, no, Amber, this is better. There's like stalks of corn that's like creating like this thing that the thing that like the Venus is like standing on, and then like the shell, but it's actually made of like corn husks and corn like, stalks. There's like open candy wrappers to create like a halo around like the head of the thing. I would also say like leftover stirrers and like cocktail straws or whatever that has been made to like, yes, that's like made to make like, you know, stars or like stars poking out or whatever. I don't know, but
There were LED lights on the
yes,
witch's brew.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
it is absolutely literally just recreating like the almost like a pregnant birth of Venus, but with this like real like trashy, disgusting, irreverent bullshit.
Nikolai 100% walks by, winks at you, and says, "Looking good, Babs."
Me?
The
Nikolai's
art.
hitting on me?
The art.
Oh, I was like, listen, darling, sugar. I just had the most fascinating person. I can't tell if they're a human or if they're one of us or whatever, but and Babs like points at the person in Ken cosplay. I've never been so intrigued by a mysterious person before until I met them. I gotta know their deal. Have you met them?
I haven't, but I want that coat.
Right.
Ooh, oh,
Apparently, they paid $50K for some of Ryan Gosling's like dandruff.
I mean, it was on Ryan Gosling's body.
On his body.
Manon just appears once more. She's like, she crawls out from underneath one of the tables and stands up, and she's just like, "Are you guys still talking about that movie? Are you still talking about that fucking movie?"
It was
Have
a
you
good
met-
Jasper
movie.
comes over and he's like, "Oh, he looked so good in that movie.
Right.
Oh my
I think
god.
I think we need that coat."
Oh
I
my
think it
god.
would be the pièce de résistance on this sculpture if we were to get that coat. I mean, pregnant woman got to be warm, right?
It's October. Of
It's
course.
October.
If that's your logic, sure, but I just want the coat.
I cannot believe this. I cannot believe any of you. Did any of you confirm?
Confirm what?
Confirm.
I mean,
Are they just goths? Or
I don't
are they human or are they dancing?
I think
Our sign
I
is
don't
hands are cold.
to be determined, but we have time.
I think they're unhuman.
Well, what I could do is, you know, I could tap into like a bit of their empathetic side. And I mean, we're here at a charity gala regardless. So we're you know, I could probably play into their like want for donating to charity and supporting the infirm. And
I was just gonna ask. I don't see a reason why I shouldn't get what I asked for.
what did you ask for?
You are so right,
That
Jasper.
coat.
Yes, fine, whatever. Go take their coat as a trophy.
Yeah, Jasper, you should go get it. I mean, you're probably the only one out of all of us that could buy it off of them.
I don't even think we're gonna need to go to that. We should just ask. Where's the man with the coat?
The woman with the coat
Yeah.
is
That's slightly harder for me, but we can work it.
yeah. The woman with the coat is over there by the haunted petting zoo.
Mm.
It's just pigs dressed up as little ghosts.
I hate them so much.
It is tragically adorable. Ugh.
There's like llamas who, because their necks are so long, they have like little vampire capes, but they're at the base of the llama neck, and then
I am so mad at who organized this event. It is a travesty.
It's fine. It's fine. I already put their child to bed.
Okay.
By that, do you mean put them to bed? Or put them to bed?
I put them to bed. They're asleep. It's fine. They're fine.
I'm
They will wake up.
asking questions.
They will wake up tomorrow at around the whenever, but they will wake up.
Listen, sometimes she gets a little overzealous, and I just wanted to check in.
That's fair. That is fair. All
They
right.
did not taste great. They do not have the best. They did not have the best diet, but at least they didn't taste like melancholy. They are too. The only benefit is at least this child was too young to be depressed.
Their father tastes very sour, so I believe that.
sour candy.
Go win yourself your little fur trophy.
Let's go get a coat. I cannot help but notice how wonderful that looks.
I believe that's JD's character.
Yeah, Danny
think
turns
so.
to you and looks you up and down and runs her hands through the fur and says, "Thank you."
Where did you obtain such a lovely coat?
Charity auction from Hollywood.
Naturally. Now, I'm definitely going to roll manipulation, but don't you think that such a lovely coat that was on Ryan Gosling's own body should be on another equally fantastic body? Do I roll 3?
I think, is that one of your like? That's
That
your high
is
one.
manipulation, yeah.
Oh, so you roll 4 dice.
As a proper trophy husband.
As a proper trophy husband.
I got 1 5 and 2 4. So only, yeah, and 1 2. So mixed results.
Okay, so out of 4, you only rolled 1 success.
Yeah.
So you're able to do something minor. So hold on, let me go back to like give ideas on what that would be. So you're able to do you're able to do like a basic skill, like detecting the best blood in the room, securing an invitation to a friend's home on a surprise first visit. So like something minor that still kind of like incorporates your vampire powers, but like isn't huge.
No, I want this goddamn coat. Okay.
So I think
This is a
actually
matter
what
of pride.
happens is you say that and she looks you up and down again, this time much more appraisingly, and is like, "Well, maybe we could work something out, and I could have a chance to see you in this coat."
I think that sounds like everyone would be happy.
I think it does.
Why don't we just give it a little bit of a trial run?
Oh no, I think this is the sort of coat that is best seen in the bedroom.
That is to be considered. I think this is a great introduction to each other.
I look forward to more introductions.
Jasper is intrigued and unsure, which is a rarity.
You know, the one thing about never going through puberty, I never have to be compelled by all of this shit that you go through.
Like my whole life. Yeah, that's, that's me in a nutshell. I come back and report that, well, the door is still open on trying on the coat. Unwilling to admit defeat.
Jasper, are you losing your touch?
Apparently so. Maybe I just need more energy.
You could always get a drink.
Haven't had a drink yet properly. You are right. And I'm gonna go get myself a bag of blood.
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Manon is just standing there, just like, I swear to God. Babs, are you almost ready to host your auction?
Hold on 1 second. Give me 2 seconds.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Babs is accumulating things.
Babs got a just sudden inspiration and they had to add. Nope, you're still muted.
You are muted.
I'm gonna put this in our chat.
How spicy.
Are we getting some secrets? Oh God.
So, yeah. So I have to be a little quiet. So, Babs probably is there making like sounds of like inspiration and genius and just like, huh, 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 yeah, but oh yes, but, and like she loses her like Balmorian accent as she's like doing this and just like, wapow, quizza, ooh, yeah, whee, like as she's, and it's probably so irritating and why y'all forced her to go make her art up in the spire. But when she's done, she finally and she has somehow procured like a couple yards of like gold lame that was probably just used as a curtain somewhere, and has it like draped over the final sculpture, and you can see like not a full like silhouette through it, but you can see just kind of like a rough outline of it. And she's like, okay, I think this is the finest piece that I think this is the finest piece that I have ever made, and I hope it catches at least, oh, I don't know, something like at least 10 grand for the kids.
For the kids.
For the kids.
For
For
the
the
kids.
That
Actually,
is absolutely not what we're doing here, but I love it.
I'm gonna
I
roll
think we just say that every
artistry.
time.
Let's just say how
I'm gonna roll artistry, so that's one of my +2s. Hold on. Okay, that's 2 successes. I got a 6, a 5, and a 4. So it's great. Yeah, I love that this charity ball.
It's so good.
we don't actually care.
Yeah, we're just here to cause mayhem.
Oh, I just like events.
Yeah.
It gets you out of the house.
How you keep in people's favor.
If anyone's
How
seen
you know who's terrible, you know who's in. It's great.
season 4 of What We Do in the Shadows, the club Nadia runs. It's utter bullshit. Anyway, yeah, it is. She's like, her beehive is starting to like come undone, like some of the bobby pins have like point, and then she's been like, oh wait, actually I can put that in here. And it's to her it's a masterpiece. To her it is the finest thing that's ever been sculpted since, the thinker was sculpted, was hewn. But to y'all it probably looks like a hot fucking plate of garbage, which is fine.
I think Jasper like immediately hates it because it is made of trash and you made it, but he actually thinks it's brilliant.
I would say, because you are Manon's favorite, Manon is endeared by it. And also the benefit of it is that Manon has ensured that it is not coming home with them.
Correct.
So Manon can be endured by it and all of its eccentricities because it's not going to be Manon's problem at the end of the night.
Listen, Nikolai loves found art pieces, and this is the epitome of a found art piece. So
Mhm.
he is definitely like, yeah, right on, Babs. Looks fucking
I like that
incredible.
we actually all are very supportive in this moment.
It happens occasionally. The moon aligns.
Good job, team.
Yeah, actually, this art has been created. JD, would you say this is an all right time to take a break and then we can see how this resolves?
I think so. So
All
yeah,
right.
don't
All
go
right.
anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Donate to the kids. We're
Donate to the kids.
to the kids.
children.
To the kids. For
For
the
the
kids.
children, so Manon
For
does
the
not
children.
bite them.
Yes.
Save
So
them from Manon.
Save the kids from Manon. Look, everyone, we have Cat.
Cat.
We have Kit.
Cat, who's
Yay.
apparently been here the whole time with us, and we just didn't know.
I had no idea he was here.
Pet, pet, pet.
This is
Incredible.
Jojo, everybody.
Jojo.
He has bizarre adventure.
2 million words worth of bizarre adventure.
He hates to be picked up, or else I would be like, show your face.
Yeah.
So, yeah, here he is. All right, everybody. We're in the final act of Oops All Draculas, which is a buddy system game by Jessica Macram. So, buddy system is what we're playing. Apparently, it's what it's called. This is available on itch.io called Oops All Draculas. It's also on DriveThruRPG, so if this is something that you would be interested in and you want to play a bunch of heckin' Draculas going on goofy-ass adventures and making shit up as you go along like we are, this is a game for you, man. So where we last left off, we are at $4,366.73 towards our $11,500 goal. So almost halfway there. If you have a couple of dollars to spare, this is a stream being done for Extra Life, as you can see up above. We are actually raising money for Children's National Hospital, which is local to a bunch of us in the DC-Baltimore area. It's actually, Children's National is about half a mile from my house. So it's really local to me. Maybe a little bit more, but it's a great place. It does wonders for kids in the region who otherwise don't have access to medicines and things like that. So please, if you haven't already, feel free to give, but we're also doing this charity drive all weekend. And JD, have I hit all the relevant points?
You have.
Yay. All right, great. So let's finish up this game so we can all go back to our lives.
No.
Absolutely not.
I'm Menon for the rest of my life.
Menon is forever.
Menon will live.
Please come as Menon for Ren Fair next year.
I will come in the dress I was buried in.
Yes.
You can't just say things like that. You can't.
It's one of the dresses I was buried in. We pulled this ruse a lot.
At Maryland Renaissance Festival, you can absolutely say shit like that, and everyone will be like, "Oh, you're just in character." Okay. So, Babs had just finished her awful yet tacky yet delicious.
No, her masterpiece.
Her masterpiece of a pregnant Venus, pregnant birth of Venus. It is a Mars Attacks 7-foot tall, like animatronic from Spirit Halloween that's been made to look like it's pregnant with a couple of jack-o'-lanterns, and it's composed of various detritus found around this gala. It's about to be auctioned off. So Babs is my character. Julia's character, Manon, has said to one of the participants here at the gala that if they have the highest bid on this auction, Manon will leave that person alone.
You put it in your yard and you are protected from me.
Jasper is on a endless quest to get his hands on the very jacket that Ryan Gosling wore on his own body in the movie Barbie by Greta Gerwig. And kind of failed a little bit, but we can always try again. On his own body, yes.
Yeah.
And finally, we have Nikolai, who just posted up and decided to do a DJ set here at the gala, and is leading people towards the most fucked up drink that is being offered here, gleefully.
Listen, people say vampires need to be invited, but
you're the
Nikolai
life of the party.
Does not require an invitation to DJ.
Actually, what's Nikolai up to right now?
He is taking a break from his sets because that has been fun, but he wants to get in the crowd, see what's going on, see if he can get as many eyes as possible on him. And he wants to hype up Babs's art.
We gotta get the most donations.
So he is walking around it, like doing very loud oohs and ahs, and like grabbing random people and being like, have you seen this? Look at what she has crafted. I have never seen anything this incredible. The way she incorporated what was a silly Halloween prop and pumpkins and what others would have said were just pieces of trash. It is inspired. It says so much. It says so much about the human condition.
Nikolai, proud of that buzzword.
What are you rolling with?
So I did make my special power being the center of attention. So that is what I would like to be using.
You just automatically do it since it's your signature power. Yeah. And you know what? I bet because you and Babs are like really emotionally connected, her signature power is actually like emotional transference. So she's probably feeling your vibe of being the center of attention and like doing what she can to be like a Wi-Fi transmitter of like hype throughout the party.
A Wi-Fi transmitter of hype. That is a great
incredible.
The vibes are immaculate. Menon does not appreciate them, but they are immaculate.
Yeah, and Nikolai's just like, whoever owns this, I mean, not only is this going to be worth so much money, I have no doubt. Just look at the creation, but it is one of a kind. This cannot be recreated. This cannot be mass produced.
It would be a crime to do so.
Exactly.
It's literally held together by like super glue and twine from like hay bales, and probably like I would say like twine that Babs made herself from corn stalks.
Look at how it was handmade. Look at the care. Look at the devotion.
It is.
So the auction is starting. Actually, Tracy, can I ask you to pull another tarot card to see?
What is
that?
It?
That looks like
I
wands.
don't know, but I love it.
Is that Two of Wands?
It is Two of Wands.
Oh.
So conflict. Yeah, or rather, well, future planning, progress, decisions, and discovery.
Discovery.
Yeah. The auction begins. And heck, how do I do this? I think
can Menon run the auction?
Yes. Menon runs the auction. Go for it. Take it away, Julia.
So I think everyone's kind of like, they're well into their drinks now. There's, Nikolai's been doing their thing. And Manon gets the microphone and climbs up beside the DJ booth and clears her throat. And she's like, hello. As we all know, every year we come together for these wonderful thanks. It's not Thanksgiving. Every year we come together for this special Halloween auction. It is the one time a year where we can truly, truly appreciate the thinning of the veils and the money that is necessary for the children. We have several art pieces to auction off tonight, and the piece de resistance we shall keep for the end. Now, here we have someone has brought in a fine collection of china. This is antique, real fine bone china. We shall start the bidding for the children. 500.
The children.
For the children. We will start the children. For the children at 500.
Are we auctioning off kids, or are we? Because that might be
that
hard
is
for
illegal.
children.
That is
All
illegal in this country.
Good. I was making sure that we weren't committing harm towards children.
That is a felony. Do I have $500? If I don't have $500, I am afraid that I will have to judge all of you for being so careless.
I'll start this so kindly at 500. I shoot one of my, friends a look.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this started.
I think this is a con that that Menon and Jasper have kind of run at this auction periodically, where we just guilt people into paying for things they really don't need. We run through a couple of items. We have the fine china.
It's for charity.
It's for charity. How could you not?
For the children.
So we run through the fine china set. We have a collection of old watches. Somebody has like a fine painting. We don't question where they acquired said painting, even though, some things should probably culturally be in a museum. There's the prerequisite basket full of the coupon book for local businesses that we essentially give away.
How tragically common.
And then Manon is like, and now we have reached the pinnacle of the evening. Right before your own very eyes, you watched art be born. And with our own little Connecticut Halloween birth of Venus, she is now ready to escort you home and keep you safe from things in the night. We shall start the bidding for this one-of-a-kind piece of art at 5,000.
Danny, the one wearing Ryan Gosling's jacket, raises her hand and says 5,000.
And that gives Babs all a titter. Like, she's like standing next to her creation, like on the stage, like Vanna Whiting it. Like,
well, I think it's a beautiful piece. 5,500.
Manon will turn to face the father whose child passed out and say, "It is a glorious piece. It would look so wonderful right outside of your child's bedroom to keep them so safe."
Okay, 6.
That was a strange thing for her to say.
That was a very strange thing to say.
Whoever is closest, probably Jasper.
We have $6,000. $6,000 for this one-of-a-kind piece of art. There will never be another like it. This is a moment in history. Lightning in a bottle. Who could put such a price on art? I think we could do better for the children.
For the children.
is a guy in like a Pusheen onesie. Like a tall, dark-haired guy with... Hold please. I gotta look in my reference. Oh, I hate looking at this man in the face. Ew, what is your eye color? Navy blue? Ew, gross. Gross, man.
Is this a specific man?
I
Yeah,
have so
It
many
sounds it.
questions.
but he is wearing a Pusheen onesie. And you just hear him go, 10,000?
We have $10,000.
No.
$10,000 for this lightning in a bottle. What can we do for the children? Can we get it up to 12? And I think the from the back near the bar, the doctor raises his hand and says, "We can do 12 for the children."
A little blue pigtailed uwu
Swear to
machine sidles up to the man in the Pusheen costume, and she like tugs cutely on his sleeve and then goes, "Thank you, Daddy." And he raises his hand and goes, 15,000?
$15,000. $15,000 for this magnificent piece of art for the children. I think we can do better.
Jasper shoots this look like, oh, I guess you've been beaten to the doctor.
The doctor kind of gives a gentle shrug and is like, "It's appearances anyway."
What about what about Danny?
Is Danny gonna keep bidding?
Danny's been watching this, and she hasn't chimed in for a bit, but at this point, she makes a decision. She nods and raises her hand and says, 30,000.
$30,000, a double donation. Oh, for the children. The children will be able to keep the lights on for so many years with this kind of a donation. Manon has no idea what goes into maintaining.
Has no idea what goes on for the children.
12-year-old has no clue what is actually happening.
This 12-year-old just decided.
Yeah, 800-year-old, 12-year-old.
Are you one of the children that this is going for?
Obviously. Why else would they allow me to have this microphone?
You're the children.
I am the children. We have $30,000 going once, going twice, and I'm gonna look over at the one whose life I threatened.
50,000?
$50,000. I have created this conflict. I have created this bidding war. There's a life on the line, and Menon is thrilled. $50,000. $50,000 going once. 50,000 going twice.
Danny shakes her head.
Sold for $50,000 for the man in the cat suit.
Yay! Daddy, you got it! Oh my god, yes, she threatened my life if she said I didn't get it, Daddy. And like this is very much like a DDLG kind of moment. not like and the guy pulls this thing down and he goes, "Well, it's at least less than what I paid for Twitter. I'll get some good use out of it."
Amber, no, you monster.
The children, thank you. You get to live.
Now no one can say I don't care about the children. I don't know a South African accent, so
Yeah.
he's got New Zealand. That's it. That's what we're going for.
Well, Menon is fairly certain he's not a vampire, so now Menon's like, I said that they would keep them safe.
Oh,
Not
yeah, no, we're
him.
going after this dude.
He is our dinner.
He's dinner.
Go ahead. It sounds like you have a final word to say.
Thank you so much for your donation. The children truly appreciate it. If you could meet us in the little back office, we will finalize everything with the donation and the check. We will get your art packed up to you. Just come back into the back, away from the party.
He looks down at the Hatsune Miku and goes, all right. And then puts the Pusheen like hood back on and saunters over to the back to meet his untimely doom.
Manon just kind of like walks by the group, and she's like, "Just make sure we get the name on the check before we."
Yeah, I'll come oversee this as well. I've had a lot of experience with large art deals.
Babs, do you want to have a little snack, or are you going to go talk to your other little snack?
Well, normally I would not want to partake in eating another human, but this guy fucking sucks. And yeah, I bet his blood would taste real good with some Old Bay.
Yes. Nikolai.
JD's face.
Nikolai. Put on the electric slide. No one will notice we're gone.
The electric slide?
Or the Macarena. Put on either one. No one will notice we're gone.
The white people will just go.
I mean, you're not wrong, but... Oh, Manon, this...
Nikolai
hurts.
Nikolai, don't you want a little bite? Don't you want to live deliciously?
He's not even an artist. But he deserves it. All right, I'll put on the electric slide.
Yes.
And he does, so reluctantly. And follows the rest of you to the back room.
Just think of it as being ironic.
You always know how to spin things, Jasper. What would we do without you?
Does Jasper get the fur coat?
Ultimately, or tonight?
Well, we could put the table back together later date.
Well, I think that's so I think what we have done is we've successfully had an auction.
Yes.
Freed a potential allied vampire from their Pusheen overlord.
Mm-hmm.
And made 2 new friends, a very rich doctor and a very rich socialite. I think this is altogether categorically a win for us.
Oh, absolutely. This is very aligned with my goals in general, and eating a rich person. This excellent night for me.
I've consumed what is tacky and disgusting, which is exactly what I'm about. Yeah. So yes.
I created a spectacle.
I think the fur coat does eventually come into our home.
Yeah.
In
I think the
one
question
way
is, does Danny also come into your home?
Danny was real interested in
actually, yeah.
Danny was real interested in multiple of us.
Well, that's the question. Jasper and Babs brings Danny home. Do you try to bring the doctor with you? Or do you just let the doctor go?
What kind of
I never met the doctor.
I'm okay with letting the doctor go for now.
Yeah.
The doctor I actually have interest in. Danny, I don't.
It's fine. You know the doctor will eventually be moving in. They're coming back. They're not in the town for reals yet.
All right. I think we have tied up the end of our episode here with a nice little blood-soaked bow, but thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in for Oops All Draculas as part of our Extra Life 24-hour long charity event on Life from the Apocalypse. Again, this game is by Jessica Macram. It is called Oops All Draculas. You can get it on itch.io. And Drive Through RPG, it is extremely rules light, and it is extremely, extremely improvised, period. I was going for improvisational, and I forgot how to say it. So let's do.
What are words?
I don't know at all. So why don't we do a quick little wrap up, and then we'll hop off stream so JD can prep next game. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So I'll go first just really quick. I'll make it fast. Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as The Space Jamber. You can find me anywhere there's internet at The Space Jamber. You can see me tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern playing Quantum Echoes, which is Scum and Villainy. So, yeah. Pew, 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 pew. Yay. Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia, aka Hexwhat on all social media platforms. I'm the local Delaware cryptid. Tonight I have been Menon. Lover. She's here to haunt all of your nightmares and bite all of your ankles. I will be back tomorrow at the same time, 2 to 6 window, GMing for the first time in like 2 years. And the first time GMing live, I will be GMing the Monster of the Week game, Headbox Hurry Home, which is it's about animal rehabilitation. Technically. There's a timer involved. You can affect what happens with that timer with donations. So I really hope you all come back and give some more money for the children.
Perfect. Tracy, you're next.
Hit me. I'm like about 8 hours in to my charity stream for Extra Life, and I will be continuing on until 10 a.m. tomorrow. So I will the next time be on the next game, I think, on Live from the Apocalypse, which will be our magical girl game, which is going to be very fun and very different. And otherwise, there's my Twitch. So if you're feeling like you want to watch me play games after Live from the Apocalypse things are done, hop over there.
And JD, last but not least, my friend, my darling, my bestie.
Hey, I am JD. Tonight I have been Nikolai, the Techno. You can find me on socials at JD Not Jason Dean. I will actually be popping off for a bit after having run tech this morning and been in this game, and I will amazingly have an evening off. But I will be back at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for the game that Amber is in, Quantum Echoes, where we will be doing a space heist, and you can see me in a variety of other things that LFTA does. Check out all of the streams we have this weekend for the children.
For
the
children.
I'm muted for the kids. So let's give the stream back to whoever's running tech for this next game. But thank you all for your time. Thank you for your donations. Children's Hospital of DC is really going to love it. So we appreciate you spending time and hanging out with us, doing some weird shit. All right. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.
And I will quickly pull us to do a raid because we will have a break of an hour before our next game starts.
Ooh.
And
is Bedlam still streaming?
Yes, he is. I hear him.
I can bring us over there, so don't go anywhere. Join us as we migrate in that direction. And we will see you at 7 o'clock.